Oh god, I have a song from Panic at the Disco stuck in my head now.
Oh, from the new album?
No, it's Victorious, just like an old song, but I was celebrating that my little Lions won me like second place in the Quidditch Cup today.
Hey.
So I'm happy.
Well, everybody, a welcome to Blunders and Bothwellians, the Weird Witch edition. This is the Sunday party, episode 14. Now don't let that distract you from the fact that this has been a very awesome group full of madness and crazy things and lots of interesting things. Fire, mainly fire. To recap what has been going on, you guys are in the country Travise. You have done lots of crazy things. You have made some enemies, you have made some friends, you have met the royal family. Well, one member of them. You've met the king of Travise. You've met Nomatal, who is currently looking for his missing children after the Great War 5 years ago. You have also befriended a group of shadowy people called No-Wings who are doing something to do with the deity Urfel and trying to bring her back so that they can regain order and peace within the country, potentially the world. And you guys have aligned yourselves with Drunken Dwarf, yes. That is all his, by the way. You guys have aligned yourselves with them for various different reasons, mainly because they promised you things, and you have set off. Kess, along the way, has befriended and gained herself a pet dinosaur. Ariel has gained himself a pet panther? Or was it puma? Panther.
Yeah, panther cub.
Panther cub, who is very cute and very fluffy with very sharp claws. You also managed to wrestle the reins out of Marissa's hand to let Belgraph drive. However, that also meant that 3 of you got touched by cards from the deck of many things. A couple of you it went really well for. Kess, however, is having odd feelings of being good. Good behaviour. This is unusual for Kess. Maybe she'll find a way to rectify it. However, you guys are currently on a mission, on a plot, and you have just fought off a huge group of random people who jumped onto the path to attack you, only to realise that you guys actually were quite powerful when you all worked together and sort things out. And then the black tendrils once again reached out of the sky and up from the ground and shattered the earth around you, carried away several of the dead bodies, and the last remaining survivor ran from you. You all picked yourselves up, dusted yourselves off, collected your pets respectively, jumped back in the cart and were on your way to find the Fighters Guild, given directions by the assassin Kaloja, who has said that you can get in. Once there, you are going to find the strongest fighter to be a vessel for Urfel, who requires a mortal-bound vessel so that she can once again walk the earth of Mercer. Now I'm going to fast travel you guys a little bit in a moment and reach so that you are just outside the Fighters Guild, because you didn't have that much far of your journey left. However, what I'd like to say is that on your journey you take a quick break so that you can all, go to the toilet perhaps. And in the meantime of this going on, Pug disappears off quietly and eventually comes back, saying that he had been having words with his deity from the sword, and he'd had a conversation with her, and Islia had been having a conversation with him, and he said that she had been speaking to him and sounded almost desperate for him to come and help find her and come and get her. However, he is pushing on with the rest of you guys, for he knows that what he could get from the Fighters Guild and releasing Urfel may also help. However, moments later, you guys heard a great scream come from the sword, and not many of you had heard Islia speak before, but you heard a great cry, a woman's voice, screaming that she could bring him now, but she needs his help. And so Pug knelt before his sword and said, "Yes, I shall come, I shall aid you, if only for the goodies you may provide me afterwards." And Pug, in a whirl of wind that howled and raged, has been swirled and taken off and disappeared before your very eyes. Presumably he is now with Islia, or at least fighting his way through some dreadful combat to help reach her. Who knows? But he shall inevitably return at some point. Meanwhile, the rest of you, potentially uncaring, potentially surprised, made your way along the paths through Travise, and you found yourselves in a small encampment. Again, lots of buildings and different bits and pieces, places that had been knocked down and not used since the war. However, you also found the place you were seeking, which was a part of an old building that had been reformed and rebuilt over several years, and you noticed that there was a sign upon the door etched in very crude writing, almost by someone who's being taught how to spell as they were writing it, and it said the following. RuPaul's ScumBag Place. This is what you were looking for.
Oh, wait, the fight already finished?
The fight finished at the end when the tendrils came out because there was one guy left and he ran away from you.
Wait, okay, can we just sum it up again? Because I think I didn't get it. So our fight finished with tendrils coming down and tendrils attacked?
Your fight finished when the earth started to shake and the black tendrils came out of the ground and the sky, and they pulled off, rolled for it, several of the dead bodies or the people who were fighting you. You guys managed to dodge them when they came towards you guys, and there was, at the end of it, when the earth stood still again, there was one guy left, but he then ran away from you.
Oh, okay, and that's when Pug disappeared after that.
Pug disappeared now, but Pug didn't disappear last session. This is just what has happened since in the game time.
Oh, okay. So that's why I confused. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what's so just happening now.
At the end, there was a bit that hasn't happened in game yet, but that happened now. Okay.
Yeah, the Pug thing, because I'm not going to spend half an hour on Pug's thing because he's already rolled for it out of game and continues to roll me things as and when I ask him to. But he shall return at some point, undoubtedly. How intact he is entirely up to his rolls. Meanwhile, you guys continue to travel onwards, and you have found yourselves in the remnants of an old town in Travise. It's mostly wrecked. There's a few what looks like campfires, and it looks like some people do stop the night here, but you have found a building that has been rebuilt several times and is currently in working order. It's got a black door, and on the door is painted the sign RuPaul's ScumBag Place, and this is the place you are looking for.
Rosie, just to check, are we all on maximum hit points and maximum spells now?
Yes, you'll have had time to rest in the wagon on the way there.
And level 4?
Yes. So, it is the early afternoon, and you guys are by the door you've been looking for. What would you like to do? Bless you.
I fly up and look through a window.
Sorry, I meant birthday. Bless you. Sorry, that was wrong. Okay. Errol the pixie flies up and looks through a window. It is all black and smudgy, and it looks as though someone has very deliberately sort of rubbed ash and black dirt and grime all over the windows, so you can't really see in.
Can I break the glass with song and dance?
Sure. Roll an attack.
Okay, I mean song and dance is in the swords, not like a musical number.
I would love to see that.
15.
Okay. Can you please roll me a dexterity check? In fact, no, it will be... dexterity check, please.
Okay. Dexterity plus 4 makes 23 for dexterity.
Okay.
So I dodged the bottle that they throw at me.
Oh! Well, actually, were you aiming for... it's only like one floor. So were you aiming for the window to the right or the window to the left of the door?
To the right.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Okay.
Oh, in that case.
You can't change it now.
Okay. Okay. Well, you managed to smash a little dingy hole, and fly through. However, as the wall of sort of sound and smells hits you, you with a very, very good NPC roll, you feel a very large, brutish hand sort of grab around your legs and hold on to you.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck was that?
What
oh my
hell
god,
is that
no!
idiot doing? So Cass is looking up and looking at what the hell is that idiot doing? How far away is Errol?
I'm inside.
He's smashed through a window that is about 3 feet away from you.
Okay, so we don't know what happened to him.
You'll have heard him smash through, you'll have noticed. Then you'll probably have heard a voice go, "Oi!"
I sigh and then try to open the door. Is it locked?
The door is locked, yes. Are you trying to open it via the lock, or are you trying to open it by sort of smashing?
Well, I'm not very strong. So
probably trying the door handle?
No, she's trying to run into it without opening it.
No, I tried opening it. No,
Yeah.
I tried to open it and it's locked, right?
Yeah, it's locked.
Okay, so the first thing I did is try to open it like a normal person.
Yes. I imagine so. Also,
Yeah.
Ariel Grimm is heard outside. Grimm! And the little panther cub is on his hind legs trying to claw up at the window, but it's a bit too high for him. He's like, meow! 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 He's trying his best, man.
Rosie, can I try to... Is it a door that could open from the inside, but not from the outside? Or if it's locked, it's locked from both sides?
It looks as if it's locked from the inside at the moment.
Okay.
You do see there is like a peephole that is currently covered, like a sliding peephole.
Okay. Can I try to open it? Sorry.
I said there's a couple of sessions ago I did tell you guys like the passphrase to get in and who to ask for.
Oh, could you repeat that information?
Could you retype that in chat for them, please?
Yeah, I think I forgot out of character. Sorry.
Rosie, I can't remember the name. There's the passphrase and the guy they have to ask for. You sent me the stuff.
Well, they're asking for the leader, and you are... Well, the password... Well, you invented that one. Do you want just a new one?
It's bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yes, we'll do that.
Why does it have to be bibbidi bobbidi boo?
Wait. That was it. Got it.
Yes.
Bang, bang. Why? This is just worse and worse. Okay. Cat starts banging on the door, saying "bang bang," shouting, and she's just banging on the door.
Can I hear that
loud,
inside?
bang bang.
Rosie, can I hear that inside?
Yes, you can.
Because despite being grappled, I would, nearly fall down laughing. Which would Pixie
You
dust.
can sort of like collapse forward onto the hand that's holding you and sort of like start pummeling your fists against it while you're laughing, like ah! like Tinkerbell when she's laughing but caught in the lock of the drawer at the same time.
Oh yes. Oh, can I actually pixie dust the guy while laughing?
Sure, you can do.
Well, in that case, I pixie dust the guy grappling me.
Okay, awesome. Cass, in the meantime, Cass, the little peephole opens and you see a sort of big dark eye peer down at you, and you hear a voice from inside say, "Password!"
Bang! Bang! I shout back.
The voice matches your own pitch exactly and goes, "That's the one! Don't let the whole street hear though! We'll have to change the damn password!"
I'm so sorry that your password is so stupid.
Alright. And the door slides open and back, and you guys see a very sort of large, muscly human guy, very tall, probably about 6'5", very tall guy. He is human, but he's muscly as hench as hell. And he pulls the door back and sort of motions for you all to come in.
Exactly, squishling. Sorry.
Yes, he's a tank of a man, yes. And he sort of gestures for you all to come in. Enjoy yourselves! Try not to shout any more passwords if you could. That'd be great. Thanks!
Well, thank you ever so much for laughing.
No problem.
I think one of my troublemaker friends might be upstairs. I better get him before he makes
Upstairs?
more trouble.
We ain't got no upstairs. Do you mean that guy you just broke in through that window over there, laughing his ass off?
Oh. Yes, that one. I'm terribly sorry. He's a little bit retarded.
Oh, hang on. And he's looking at the doorway behind you. As Rar, the dinosaur, is trying to like poke his head in. Sorry, no pets. You'll have to wait outside.
Why are you discriminating about my pet when the pixie can come in? Okay, pixie broke in.
So far, we haven't had pixie shit on the floor, love.
Okay, I promise you that my pet is really well behaved.
Also,
it might eat some people, but it wouldn't shit on.
How the fuck will you bring a T-Rex to the door?
Okay, fine. It can stay outside.
I can get someone to fetch you a bucket of water if you like, and maybe some.
That would be amazing.
We got some steak cooking in the back. We could get him some of that if you like, as a gesture of goodwill.
It doesn't need to be cooked.
Oh, all right, even better. Does he mind day-old steak?
Oh no, I think there will be.
Alright, there we go.
That sounds really good.
Right.
Okay, so I thought it was going to be a very expensive venture for you having that T-Rex for fucking lunch.
Well, I'm sure it can hunt for itself as well, if it needs to.
Okay. Okay, so a few minutes later, a group of people bring out a big barrel of water and put it outside. A couple of them sort of like look a bit inquisitive. None of them look particularly scared, though. It looks like these kind of people have seen terrifying things before. And and he gets brought a big barrel of water and a load of day-old steaks, and he is chomping down into them. Also, the panther is going to join him in chewing all of this, and you notice this as the door shuts behind the two of them. But they seem quite content for the moment, and there wasn't really anyone around outside. So you can continuously have a look outside and, see how they are if you like, but it's fine. Hello! People who have just joined, you're in That's okay.
Hello.
You're in the Fighters Guild! You got in because Cass screamed the password so the whole street could hear.
Okay.
It was a stupid password.
To recap, the password was SpankBank, and you have been instructed to look for Drax, and you are looking for a vessel for Urfel, namely the strongest fighter in here, ideally. Also, on your way here, Pug was called away by Islia and disappeared in a swirl of wind, probably to return at some point later on.
I see.
So, you guys find yourselves in a bustling and quite loud, quite jolly. It's a big house, or what used to be a house, and it's one story, but it's got a hollowed out basement. So there's like the current floor, which you guys have opened onto, and it's got like a bar and some tables and stools, and there's people gambling, and then there's a big pit in the bottom. It's a big like arena, and you can see. Well, I will let him describe what you can see going on at the bottom.
What, me?
Yeah. You're in the arena,
okay.
aren't you? So I'll let you have a little describe, because that's what you wanted to do.
Well, it's a sand pit at the bottom. Quite a few people chucking coins in, screaming, spewing up at the sides. Not exactly the most pleasant kind of atmosphere, but it's jolly. You can hear the screamings of betting men and just all that general malarkey going on, while as well the big massive thumps of fists smacking faces going on at the same time. It's quite the sight.
And in the arena, there are currently two people having a big sparring match, being shouted and egged on. Would you like to describe what your guy looks like?
Okay, he's a relatively tall dwarf. He's about just shy of 5 foot. Big, massive beard, jet black, braided with white streaks going through both his beard and his hair. From the neck completely down, covered in runic tattoos. Big, massive scar on the side of his face. Looks pissed out his mind.
And is still swinging furiously and having a good old fight. Meanwhile, Ariel, the guy who grabbed you is a much shorter dwarf, a more regular dwarf. Big, bushy, ginger beard, long braided hair, probably about just under 4 foot. And he's got you in a sort of hard, pudgy hand, and he's looking at you, and as you fairy dusted him and he starts to sort of lift off the floor, fist first, he starts to giggle and he starts to laugh, looking at you, laughing at Kess, who is banging on the door, and you're both sort of rolling about in the air, having a laugh, and eventually he sort of releases you, and slowly goes back to the earth, and looks a bit disappointed when he lands, sort of like, oh,
I pixie dust him again.
Hey! Hey, this is great, laddie! Oh, do it again, would you? How long will it last?
I'll pixie
What the
dust him
hell
again.
kind of accent is that?
The DM's choice of one. How long will it last? Just for a little while.
Well, I'll tell him that, and I'll pixie dust him again, but like slightly more, so that it maybe lasts a little bit longer.
Awesome. Alright. He starts to sort of swim his way through the air, and he swims off towards the bar, and he orders a drink from hovering sort of near one of his friend's elbows, and makes him jump, and he starts like rolling around in the air laughing. And then eventually when he gets his drink, he sort of slowly joins his friends on a stool and sits sort of down like, oh. But yeah, meanwhile you guys... there are seats and chairs, there's a bar, there's groups of people laughing and betting, there's 2 people fighting in the arena. Yeah, various different bits and pieces. What would you like to do?
What size are the tankards that they drink from?
Slightly bigger than you.
Can I dive into one and take like a big sip?
Sure. Do you want to do it secretly, or are you just going to go for it?
No, I want to dive into the dwarf that I just made really, really fucking happy. Into his.
Oh god.
Wow.
Jesus died into a dwarf's fucking drink. His sacred drink.
Roll me an
Yep,
acrobatics.
and I'll make him fly to make him happy again.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
I'm gonna be surprised he tries to castrate for that.
Yeah, I distance myself from Errol. I'm not.
Smart move, Cass. Smart move.
Okay, yeah. You managed to do it without dinking your wings on the side of the glass or anything, and you pirouette in and take a big slurp, and whoa, that is dwarven mead. Whoa, that's very potent. It almost tastes sort of earthy and rocky. I mean, it's alcohol and it's, woof. Can you do me a constitution? Just a check. You don't have to do a save. Just a constitution check, please, Errol.
Also, I'm pretty sure dwarven meat is pretty thick.
It's like chewing honey.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you are now a Tipsy Pixie. Errol,
yes.
this thick, gooey liquid sits in your throat, and you manage to come out of the tankard, but you sort of sway in the air, and everything looks really cool, and you end up sitting down with your feet hanging over the edge of the tankard into the mead, just sort of like, wow! And you sort of get taken for a ride as he lifts the cup up and notices you and goes, "Hey! What are you doing, little fella?"
Hey, friend. I took a sip of your drink.
A whole sip? That's not good for someone as you. You'd best sit down. And he offers you like his big pudgy finger for you to like sit on, so he can lower you down to the table.
I'll sit on his finger and take the ride.
All right. Whee! You get sat down.
But actually going like, wee! This is so fun!
Yep. One of the patrons on the bar actually is popping a barrel, and he pulls the cork out of the empty one, and he puts it down on the table, and for you to sit on.
Yay! Thank you. And I sit down there, and I just go, "Thank you. You are cool." I just misread my own note.
I put Ariel sits on cork, and I completely misread that. So, Ariel, you will sit on the bar for a few moments. Occasionally, the patrons around you will dip their fingers in their drinks and let you sort of sip a little bit of mead off the end of their finger out of a droplet, just so you can try it. And it's all varying degrees of whoa.
Hey.
And I will come back over to you in a moment. You guys did see this happen, so you know where he is, but you can tell that at the moment he's not getting into too much trouble, so Errol is safely on the bar. You guys have got the fight going on in the middle. There's people betting on it. There's people playing card games if you fancy joining in with those. And there's a bar, and there's what looks like some food at sort of like a free-for-all table stand, and there's, what would you like to do?
I could go for playing cards.
Cool. Alright. Does anyone else want to go and sit at the card playing table with Belgarth?
Not really. I think Cass would want to talk with people and try to find out who's the person.
Cool. Alright, so Cass is going to move off to some groups of people. Belgarth is going to sit down. Takes the drunk translator. Yes. Belgarth's going to sit down and play some cards. Is anyone else playing cards? Because I will jump to that one first.
Not me.
No. Alright, cool. Belgarth. Okay, it is 5 copper for a hand.
Yeah, okay.
Or something interesting. There's a few people who've thrown in weapons or things they found. One guy's put in some bones and things. It's an interesting loot in the middle of the table.
I'll put in 5 coppers.
Okay, cool. All right. So to play the game, you roll 3d6s, and you're trying to make 13. So you roll 3d6s so that you've chosen 3 cards, and if you want, you can discard 1 card and pick another one, but you have to put in an extra copper if you do.
Okay, so I start by rolling 3d6 and I'm trying to make 13 or as close as, I'm guessing.
Or as close as, yes.
What the hell was that?
Fifi is practicing.
That's your fucking fault.
What?
I said that is your fault, that fucking thing.
Okay, I'm going to put in another copper and roll another d6.
Okay, cool. Let me know the total. Oh, when you roll your d6... Yeah, sorry, no, you already knew that. It replaces the one you discarded.
Yeah. Okay, so the total of the 3 dice is 11.
11, alrighty. Okay, well, nobody has won this hand. A couple of other people got 11 and one guy got a 12, but you don't take any portion of the pot unless you get a 13. So they all just sort of sigh and roll their eyes. You can put in again if you want to have another round.
Yeah, I'll go for one more.
Alrighty. That'll be another 5 copper or something interesting if there's anything else you'd rather get rid of. One guy actually puts in his shoes.
Interesting choice.
Alright, so yeah, again you can do 3d6s and tell us your total.
Righto. 6, 11, 12. Okay, I am on 12, but I'm going to risk it and I'm going to re-roll.
Oh, risk it for a biscuit. Go on then.
Well, considering you don't get anything unless you get 13, I may as well.
This is true.
Ah, poop. Alright, 16.
Ooh, so close. The first time. Alright, well, you haven't won again, but let me have a look. Oh, the guy who put in his shoes gets 13. He sweeps the pile towards him, puts his shoes back on, but then he does put most of the pile back in. It seems to be that he enjoys the game as opposed to the actual spending his winnings. Did you want to talk to anybody, or were you just going to game for a bit?
I was just going to do a bit of gaming. I'm not really that fussed on chatting with any of them.
Alright, cool. In which case, I will jump over. Tess is going to talk to some people. Anna is watching the fight. Ariel is currently... Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool if you could do that. Ariel is spouting, was it Tall Tales? Your drunk pixie is having fun at the bar, to quote Timo. He's telling tall tales of heroic deeds, apparently. Each and every one of them true. Anna is currently watching the fight. Do you want to describe what your guy is doing? He's currently fighting a half-elf who is tall and dexterous, but doesn't seem to be very much of a match for the stubborn dwarf. Every now and then, when there's a pause in the fight, the dwarf goes back to the edge of the arena and sort of leans back, and several people of his cronies sort of pour beer down his throat. One person has actually brought a barrel over, and they've got put a tap in it, and they occasionally are just like pushing it over the edge, turning the tap on and letting him open his mouth underneath it and catch the beer and then come upright and then join back in the fray again. So this is one drunk ass dwarf.
Go dwarf! I vote for the dwarf to win.
Cool. Do you want to bet on it?
Yeah.
Cool. There's several people taking bets. How much would you like to bet? They just offer it to you. They're like, how much? Go on, how much? It's a sure thing, I swear to you.
10 coppers.
10 copper bets. Alright. He wins. I'll give you your winnings. And they take the 10 copper for you and jangle it in a bag. He's only got 1 round left. Look at him go. Alright, so dwarf fueled up on beer and cheers. Do you want to describe anything that you're up to in the fighting arena, or?
Just holding back a bit, letting the money flow in, and then I'm going to absolutely pound the living shit out of him at the last bit. Basically like lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels kind of pikey way.
Alright.
Just 1 clock him in the face.
So the very dexterous half-elf, who is very impressive, you do know, he is very impressive, he does a sort of quick run attack, and he climbs up the wall, and he manages to run along the wall and do a jump mid-air, and he does get the jump on the dwarf, but the dwarf spots him as he is leaping through the air, and he manages to attack. And what weapon were you having for this fight? What did you want?
I'd say this is a bare-fisted one.
Alright, cool. In which case, as the half-elf comes down, trying to bring his fist down, midway through the air, the dwarf smacks him one in the groin, sending the elf flying a further 2 feet up into the air and then falling. The dwarf catches him on his other fist and does a quick poof, 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 where he sort of punches him from one hand to the other, almost playing racquetball with himself. You hear a very small pixie voice yell, "We're down his throat!" That's cool.
Drax is just gonna turn around. Yeah, Drax is gonna catch that, turn around, look at the crowd, going, "What the fuck was that?" and go back to it.
He manages to get the half-elf in a headlock, and just as it looks as if he might be about to break the bastard's neck, he instead gives him like a sort of knuckles to the hair and sort of scuffs his hair about and pats him on the head and says, you can say it. He's going to basically say, "You did good, laddie." Would you like to do it in your very, very Scottish dwarven accent?
Aye, there's no bad, laddie. Pretty shite, but not that fucking bad.
The half-elf looks up, gives him a wink, and then they both let go of each other, shake hands, clap hands, and they both start climbing out of the arena. Well, the half-elf climbs out and is patted on the back by several other people, other fighters. Hey! The dwarf sort of takes a bow in the middle of the arena, and then merrily prances his way up, lifts out his hand, and is immediately has a tankard filled with frothy ale put into one hand, lifts up his other fist, and he is borne out of the arena, picked up by several other people and plopped on his feet just outside the arena. Enna, one of the guys comes over to you and he gives you 35 copper.
Yay! I win!
Can I cheer for Anna because she won?
Do it!
Drunk Pixie, go!
Woo! I got money!
Woo!
Yes! Go to Disney World!
Yes!
Now it's your turn to give a round of drinks.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I'm just gonna wander back up to the end and then sit in my high-rise seats and have the 2 guards next to me standing next to me while I continue drinking myself into oblivion.
Cool. Alright, so the dwarf who won the fight is drinking himself into oblivion off in the corner. Cass, what sort of people would you like to approach? This room is full of a mix of races, sexes, groups of people. They all seem to be either drunk, drinking, or having a good time. So who would you like to speak to? What sort of people are you looking for?
Sorry, I just had went away.
That's okay.
It's got back.
That's okay. Basically, just what kind of people would you like to speak to? This room is full of lots of different races, lots of different types of people. So, what sort of person would you like to talk to?
I guess I would want to talk to the bookkeepers first.
Cool.
So the people who are making the bets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, these people.
Okay, well, there's several of them about. and the one nearest to you is sort of like a sort of half orc. He looks quite young, but he's merrily trotting about, and he sees you looking, comes on over. Hey, next match will start about 5 minutes or so. Do you want to place a bet?
Well, before I'm placing bets, could I have the odds of the bets for the different people? I would like to see a list if you have any such, do you know?
We haven't got a list as such. It's a bit of a free-for-all, see? It depends on who's going to fight. We tend to weigh them up, so to speak. Weight does come into it, but there's a lot of other factors as well, and then we sort of place the odds depending on who it is.
And do you have a reigning champion?
Oh, we do, yes. I mean, we've got several for different things. We've got the leader himself. He fights just for the fun of it now. Reigning champion, probably best fighter around, actually, I reckon. Got a bloke called Needles. Needles Ford. I will spell that for you.
I see. Needles Ford. Was it?
Yes, Needles Ford.
Needles Ford. So what's so great about this guy?
Oh, Needles. Oh man, he's brilliant. He can have a stick, he can have a staff, he can have a twig, he can still beat you into a pulp with it and still live to tell the tale afterwards and not have too much bruising on his fingers neither. I've seen him with swords, I've seen him bare-fisted going in the arena. Oh, that bloke. The only thing I haven't seen him use is a bow and arrow, but man, if you can get close enough to him, oh.
What does he look like? I'm curious now.
Oh, that's him over there, actually. He just there. Oh, he's signed up to a fight, actually. It looks like he'll be on soon. And he points to the other side of the pit arena. And you see a big, massive, tall guy. He's half orc, and he's got sort of the greeny skin, rippling muscles, a sort of ripped shirt. Sorry, the dog's decided to chase his tail and roll at the same time. His muscles have muscles, yeah, like, everything about him is, like, rippling. He's got, two sort of orc teeth poking out from the bottom of his lower lip, poking out over his top lip. But people are, like, smacking on the back and grinning, yeah, the guy says, oh, best recruit. You wanna join the Fighters Guild, you get put up against him most of the time. Haven't had many new recruits since he joined.
Yeah, I see.
Are you looking to join, are you?
Not clearly. No, I'm more, interested in finding the best fighter or the best pet. Does he take anything else than just fight?
Well, if you're looking for a conversation, he's a little on the slow side. Otherwise, absolutely lovely chap. He fond of a good bit of grub, fond of a good ale, fond of an attractive lassie. No offence to you, I'm sure he favours the more orcish lady. But I mean, give it a good go. You can give it a good go and see what he says.
I was wondering if he takes on bench jobs.
If he takes on jobs? Sure, yeah.
Yes. Does he just work in the guild, or does he go on adventuring jobs as well?
Oh, I'm sure he would. I mean, he's been cooped up in here. I mean, it's great fun and that, but I'm sure he'd love a taste of the outside. He's an amiable chap. Just make sure you speak slow and tell him exactly what it is you want of him. But yeah, I'll give it a good go. I reckon he'd go for that. He'd need to pick a new champion for while he was away for fighting the newbies and that, but
I see. So he's up in a match now.
Oh, he will be, yeah, he's just signing up there. Yeah, I mean, hang around and watch him if you like, see if he's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a good fighter, I can only recommend him, he's probably the best. Obviously, the best would also be our leader, but he does his leading job, he doesn't really leave at all.
What's the name of your leader?
Oh, that's Lord Drax. Drax Bloodmantle.
Oh, Drax. But is Drax a stronger fighter than Needles?
They've been paired in a fight more than once and they've always come out equal. But Drax never leaves on missions, I'm afraid. He'd never leave. He stays here and looks after everything. And gets drunk, obviously. I'd say Needles is your guy if you're looking for a really decent fighter. I mean, it's not like an assassination mission, is it? Because no offence to the guy, but he's not exactly stealthy.
No, of course not. Yes, thank you very much for all the information. It's not anything that requires supplements. I think it will be quite fine. Sir Needles.
Alright,
Have a nice.
Yeah, you too. If you want to place a bet later, you know who to call. Give you excellent odds. Okay.
Very well. How about I place a bet on Needles?
Alright, did you want to wait and see who his opponent is, or do you want to just place a bet on for Needles to win?
If he's any good, like you said, it doesn't matter who his opponent is, isn't it?
This is very true. At the moment, I'd put him at 2-1 odds, so could double your money.
That seems good enough for me.
Alright, how much do you want to bet?
I will bet 2 gold pieces.
Ooh, 2 gold, alright. Alright, well, I will note that down here, and I'll put it in this, and he puts it in a sort of jangling pouch full of things. There you go, right, oh, yep, I'm coming. Do excuse me, those chaps over there want to place bets too, but don't worry, I shall return to you with your double, or nothing, obviously, if he doesn't win. I couldn't say that with a straight face. God bless everyone else in here and that, but you know, Needles is the win. Yeah, I'm coming, chaps, I'm coming. Do excuse me, I'll come see you later, I expect, miss.
Of course.
And he shuffles off. Ariel, what are you doing? How well lit is the ring? It's quite well lit. It's got like torches around it and above it. Like the room itself is fairly well lit. It's got it's hollowed out of the earth, so it's like earth and stone on the floor and around the rounded walls. And it's got like some hay and straw on the floor as well.
Okay.
I so want to put a fireball into this game.
I can help with that.
I think that would be pretty cool. So, the rest of you guys here, Needles is up! Ladies and gents, anyone brave enough, step up, take on the challenge, fight Needles! He says you can fight him with whatever weapons you want. He's going single-handed. That means no weapons. No, Needles, that's not what it actually means. It means he's just fighting you with his bare hands. Yeah, you want bare no, single-handed means it means it's just you, Needles, but we already knew that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Needles is going bare-fisted. Does that mean you're petting Troy, or you're petting your actual dog?
No, I'm not Troy. Not Troy.
Aww, I think you should name him Troy. So, would any of you guys like to step up as a group or as a solo artist to compete with Needles in the ring? Is that a yes from the pixie?
That's strong.
I'm here for moral support for whoever wants to go forward.
If I lose my gold, I'm going to...
I am debating it, but Errol wouldn't be that stupid to go up against, a guy that's that much bigger than him. Unless it were a human. Is he a human?
He's a
half-orc.
Oh yeah, that's far away enough for you of a human to not immediately cause the pixie to fight. Besides, he's having fun.
That's very true.
Drinks and
That's very
friends
true.
at the bar and big stories. And
The
I
pixie
need
is
some
making
more
friends. Oh, okay, let's give him some of this. And like a sort of goblin creature comes up, and he gets like a little spoon of this sort of greeny liquid that he is drinking, and he sort of offers it to you. It smells very like aniseed and limey, and when you taste it, it does nothing to help your drunkenness, and it's basically it's pretty much absinthe.
ooh.
Yeah. Errol, make me.
I licked the spoon clean.
Errol, you're gonna start hallucinating for about 5 minutes. It's all very nice. You're sort of hallucinating, sort of that you're flying, but you're not, and your body is feeling really weightless. But you're basically just like swaying on this cork, and then you sort of eventually fall off. And
Hey, now I'm here.
now I'm on the floor.
Can I try to fly up and do a loop?
Sure. Make me an acrobatics check at disadvantage.
Uh-oh. Acrobatics, so that's a 6 total.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Okay, you get about halfway through the loop, and then you just sort of like lower yourself
Realise
back
I'm
down, and you sort of like try and sit back down while being upside down, and it doesn't quite work.
Whee! Can I then instead, because I can't sit down on the cork, can I decide to nap on the, or not nap, but lie down on the spoon?
Sure you can.
Oh god, he's gonna get you.
The group of people at the bar is sort of clapping you anyway. It sort of spurs you on. They're like clapping your attempt at a trick, and
Woo, I do a tiny bow and fall over.
Meanwhile, a sort of a roguish-looking chap with a cutlass and a big grin on his face and a sort of red hat with a feather in it and long brown sort of dirty hair and a scruffy beard has leapt into the arena to rapturous applause. Hey! And he is preparing to fight Needles. So anyone who wants to watch this can now watch this. He is wearing sort of piratical boots and a big belt around the middle, and is swigging on a. He does look a bit like a younger Captain Hook. He doesn't have a hook, sadly, or a peg leg, but it looks as if it may be one of his dearest ambitions to get a peg leg. He does look very piratical. He looks like a pirate. And he is going to jump in, and people will start shouting, "Caspian! Caspian!" So you've currently got a fight going on between Needles, Ford, and Caspian, this piratical-looking dude. Anyone else placing bets before they begin?
I'll put 10 copper on the big one.
10 copper on the big one! Says the sort of older human bloke as he takes your copper from you.
Yeah, I think I want to bet on the piratey looking dude.
Alright, and how much are you going to bet on Caspian?
I'll say 10 copper too.
10 copper. 10 copper on the little one!
Little one?
Well,
He's not
littler one. Not little in comparison to this one! And Errol, you find yourself lifted up into the air by the small goblin, actually, who has to stand on a stool and sort of waves you around. Look! Look, he's really little! Look! And everyone, you guys all notice this, that Errol is being waved around and pointed at, and you may face pass as and when you choose.
Can I take my two sword scimitars out and just like cross them above my head?
Woo! Yes, you may. you can sing about revenge if you like, and yes, you can wave your swords around. You now get carried to the edge of the arena. You're actually quite near to Kess, Enna, and Belgarath as you have a look down, and you're getting held on this hand. Orissa's there as well, but she is looking at the band playing in the corner and getting involved and invested with them. Enna, would you like to see a card trick from Errol?
Sure.
Alright, Errol, what card trick are you going to show her?
I'm gonna hold out a deck. Can you pull a card from this?
Okay, I pull a card.
It's
Okay.
a deck of many things.
Anna, can you roll me? Anna, can you roll me a d20, please?
Oh my god.
Errol, why?
He's drunk, man. He's drunk.
That's no excuse.
Okay.
Yes, because fun
Drunk
things
with a
happened
fucking
last time.
deck of many things is never gonna go well.
I got 10.
10. Alrighty. Let's see.
Please be a good card. Please be a good card. She's
Alright.
never gonna forgive that.
You did this. You did this. It's your fault.
Alright. 10 was
You're
that?
screwing every party member over. Kess is good now, dude. Kess is good. What have you done?
Exactly. You ruined everything.
I have so many bigger plans.
Oh wow, this one's actually perfect for you, Enna.
Okay.
Enna, you, oh, can you make me a dexterity check real quick?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yes. I'm so glad I pulled it off. Finally.
16.
Okay, yes, you feel something heavy smack onto your feet. You didn't see it. You didn't see it fall from the air. You just feel it land on your feet. But you manage to pull your foot back before it gets injured. And looking down, you can see a small pile of jewelry. Some necklaces, some rings, some bracelets, all beautiful. And actually, given your backstory, you would be able to appraise it quite quickly if you wanted to look at it for a moment while the fight's about to begin, and you would know how much it's all worth.
Why is it only Cass who ends up with the worst card?
Because you rolled bad.
Cass needs to begin. Enna, you've got 25 pieces of different jewellery, and they are worth 2,000 gold pieces.
Woo!
Oh my god.
I'm rich!
Can I now say? Can I now take a little bow and go? See, I did a trick. And just
That was
fall over giggling.
totally planned.
What is this pixie magic?
Can I just fall over giggling and put the deck back in my bag of holding and just sit down again and just with a smirk go?
Wait, does anyone else notice the pile of fancy jewelry on the floor of the Fighters Guild?
I want to pocket it pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah, but if anyone notices that, they will dive for it.
Well, currently you and Belgrath are the people closest to. The guy holding Errol is looking at the fight, and a lot of other people are looking at the fight, but I'll roll for the two guys on the other side. Well, he definitely didn't notice, and the other guy is drunk. Very, very natural one drunk. So, no.
So I think she's probably all right.
You managed to pick them up, no problem.
Woo! They're all mine!
You're welcome, Anna.
Woo! Thank you.
And if you ever want to pick another card again,
Do you want to try again?
Maybe
Cass wants to
later.
try again.
Let Cass
Oh,
try.
I'd say quit while you're ahead.
I'll
Do you-
hand
Cass,
the
would
deck-
you like to try
I'll
again?
pull the deck out.
Yes, she's angry now that like
Okay.
everyone else gets cards.
Alright.
She wants to try again.
alright, Cass, roll me a d20.
Did the card shuffle back into the deck or did it disappear?
It seemed to disappear.
Okay.
Which means
Just to
that
keep track of,
if
like-
she rolls a 10 too, it will be something different.
No, okay. I rolled a 15.
Alright.
This is just done out of anger because Cass is angry. And I've got such a good card.
The
Oh
second,
no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
the second she
oh no.
pulls the card, I put the deck back in my bag of holding.
Oh no, this didn't sound good. Did I make a huge mistake, Rosie?
It's not a mistake if it's fun, and it could be fun for everybody.
Rosie, what's happening? No.
It's okay. I was just reading what you would have got had
You
Enna
turned human.
not pulled that one. It's fine.
Guess, you turned human now.
No, just not that one.
You are now a good aligned squishling.
No. Please, don't do this to me.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Cass, it was 15, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cass, you don't worry. I was laughing at the other one. Don't worry.
Obviously.
Okay. What did I pick?
You drew the Fates, which is a card in which fabric unravels and can spin anew for you, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. You can use this card as soon as you draw the cards or at any other time. So, if you would like, Cass, I will say you can do that. If you want, you can look back through your life and go, huh, I don't really fancy having all these good thoughts anymore. Bye! If you like. Or you can keep it, try and find another way out of that predicament and hold on to this for editing a future decision. It's up to you.
I found it.
That is such a get out of jail free card. It's unreal.
I realized what she needs.
So this is basically the retcon card.
Yeah.
She could undo meeting us and just remove herself from the party if she wanted.
That's true.
Bye, Felicia.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm outie. Bye! So, Cass, what would you basically? You can either use it for something now, or you can pocket it and use it again in the future. What would you like?
I think I pocket it for the moment because I haven't decided yet what I'm using it for. I have a couple things that Cass is thinking about that to use it for.
Alright, in which case, Cass pockets the card. Nothing seems to happen that you guys notice. And, Belgrath, do you wanna try your luck a second time, or,
Do it.
You know what? We've had two good cards, so I know I'm just going to get the shit one. So I'm gonna take a pass. I think.
And the smart one has spoken.
This is how it worked the last time as well, so...
To be fair, the only reason Belgrath took a card last time was because it fell on him, I think.
Yeah.
It fell on his face.
Aw, it's a good job it was a good one then. It would have been extra bad if it had been bad for you. Meanwhile, the fight is going on. And in the ring is Needlesford versus Caspian the Pirate. And they are going at it. And in a clash of steel, Caspian gets the first upper hand. The crowd gasps and some people shout. People start whistling, Caspian, run! As the cutlass swipes, the orc, Needles, half-orc, tries to grab it between his hands as a sort of prayer stance with his hands, but he manages to slide the cutlass out between his palms and down towards his face. No contact made. He makes a slight cut on the edge of his nose, but it seems as though they're not playing to gravely injure or kill. It seems to be just to prove who is the better combatant. Next up, he swings his sword around, and... Ooh, interesting. and he manages to poke him in the ribs. Needles is flailing, looking like it's tickling a little bit, and flails are out to catch him unawares. Oh, and with a natural 20, he punches Caspian right in his smirking face. The crowd goes wild. Hurrah! As Caspian sails and hits his head on the side wall of the arena, taking damage from that. Meanwhile, he stumbles to his feet, groggily shaking his head. A friend pushes through the crowd and throws ale down at him out of his own tankard. It doesn't really hit him in the mouth, but it does splash him all over his face. He takes off his feathered cap, uses it to fan his face, licks his lips, puts his hat back on again, and lunges forward. Meanwhile, however, Needles has come forward at him, and with another 19, he manages to get him and hold him tight in a vice-like grip, pinning his arms to his sides. Yes, there is a drink nearby. Ariel, can you roll me another Constitution's... no, not a save, just a Constitution check.
I don't think that my dice love Constitution.
Well, there are worse things that could happen, to be fair.
Well, I like drunk Errol, so this is perfectly fine.
Alright, my jinx! You are now being used as essentially like a little test dummy. The bartender is like mixing his own cocktails, and they're like using you to test them all on. Oh, was that an Amos dog?
Might have been.
I heard a shaky shake, shaky shake, and it sounded like an Amos dog.
That would have been an Amos dog.
It sounds like an Amos dog! Yay! Anyway, sorry. So, yes, they continue to brawl and scrap as Errol continues to be used and get drunk. You guys also notice this, being that he is next to you. And the place is getting rowdier as we speak. The band perks up. Arista is invited to join them on stage, and do you want to pick her an instrument? Can she hear us, or Belgarath? Can Arissa hear us, or shall I just pick an instrument for her?
Arissa? Arissa has fallen asleep, so...
in which case, I will say she is tap dancing.
Okay.
Arissa has downed a flagon of mead and is now tap dancing on the stage. In fact, on a table on the stage.
Ooh, how scandalous.
Oh yeah, she's lifting the skirt up really high. It's getting, ankles deep. But she is now tap dancing along with the band merrily, who are shouting encouragement to Caspian, who is trying to struggle out of the vice-like grip of Needles, the half-orc. And he succeeds by attempting to poke Needles in the eye with his nose, and Needles, looking surprised, drops him to the floor, where he dives between the half-orc's legs, and the fight takes a break for a moment while Needles sort of buckets over laughing, and Caspian takes a gasp of breath on the floor. They start up again for round 2. And instantly, both flail and miss. Caspian makes a desperate attempt to punch Needles in the face, but Needles swings his head out the way, but accidentally knocks himself into the wall of the arena at the same time, taking some damage. Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh my god. Come on, Needles, just do it.
Laughing and
I
smiling.
have money on you.
Laughing and smiling, however, they do continue the fight, and Caspian gets the upper hand slightly through Needles' confusion. He manages to boop him on the nose, which infuriates Needles, who comes back at him with a great swing of his fist. He manages to catch him square in the ribs. Oh! Winded! Caspian drops his cutlass, and Needles picks it up and pokes him in the side of the chest with it. This is directly insulting to Caspian, who tries to yank it back out of his hand and fails. The half-orc still gripping the cutlass for dear life, holding onto it nice and tight, again laughing, and actually as Caspian reaches for the hilt, Needles lifts up the sword, actually picking up Caspian with it. He is now holding onto his own sword, dangling 2 feet off the floor. The half-orc then starts to spin round in a circle, and Caspian is swung with him, his feet not making contact with the floor. And he is spun like this for several moments. Everyone cheering, laughing, throwing things. Some people throw food and steak. Some people tip beer and ale onto them. People offer to buy them drinks if he throws them higher. And as he starts to spin, Caspian recovers himself slightly. And he actually starts to run along the walls. The half-orc doesn't notice. He seems to be enjoying the cheering crowd. He's got one arm raised in the air. As he's spinning the sword like round and about his head. However, Caspian has picked up pace and has started to run along the floor and is starting to lead this. And he gets down onto the floor and is still being spun round and round in a circle. And he eventually makes a running dash at Needles in the middle, who is knocked over onto the flat of his back. Caspian jumps up onto it. And they're both still wrestling for the sword. However, Needles does not manage to push him off him, and Caspian is knelt with one leg either side of him, his feathered cap tipping into his face. He pushes it back with a hand, and he grins as he reaches down and tries to grab onto his cutlass one last time in a fruitful attempt, and succeeds in pulling his cutlass out of Needles' hands, but Needles takes the advantage and kicks him, knees him in the groin once again. Caspian then pokes his cutlass through and is attempting to drive it into the ribs, not quite, but just to give the illusion of Needles. However, Needles manages to grab him around the throat. He spins him over and he puts Caspian on his back on the floor, and the fight ends with the judge declaring, "And Needles victorious, only just, yes, because you would have been strangled, mate." Caspian succeeds this and is lifted up again by his cutlass, back onto his feet by Needles, and the crowd continues to cheer. Way! And
that was close.
20 copper is given to Belgrath. You bet the 10 copper, didn't you? And 4 gold.
Yes.
4 gold to you, Cass. Unfortunately, Anna, you do not win your bet. However, as Caspian is brought up out of the arena, he does shoot you a little wink and say, "Thanks for betting on me, Zal. Not many would."
Yay!
Pretty little face. I like it. Thank you. And he winks again, and he takes a swig of his ale as he is carted off on the shoulders of several people singing commiseration songs, and he's borne off to a table in the corner.
Yeah, Rosie, I want to... okay. I want to go to the bar and buy their best ale.
Okay.
And then I want to use my guise of many faces to look like a half-orc.
Okay, cool. What's a female half-orc?
Okay, a female half-orc.
Well, you can be female or male, as you know, it's up to you. It will cost you 5 copper for the best drink in the house.
Okay.
Unless you would like a shot of the Green Goblin's something or other, which is 1 silver.
Where did my dog?
I don't know. I basically want to drink that. What's his name? Needles would like.
Needles would like. Well, he said he's into ale and mead, so probably the 5 copper ale and mead.
The best ale. Yeah. The best ale. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You can have the 5 copper one. He pours you a very large tankard of that. And while Cass is going off to do that, Enna Belgarath, what would you like to do? I know what Ariel's planning on doing, so what would you two like to do?
Well, if Arrow's gonna get in the ring to fight someone, I want to watch.
Alright,
me too, actually.
That does seem to be his plan. Given the message I just received from him. So, yes,
Oh my god.
Belgarath and Enna, are you gonna laughingly watch as the very drunk Pixie he's gonna drunkenly sort of say to the goblin holding him up, like, I want to go in the ring, and the goblin will, hey! Abyssal guy wants to fight! And they're going to carry you over to the guys who are booking in the people for fighting, and they're going to find you a suitable challenger. While all this is going on, Cass, now in the form of a half-orc female.
No, let's go for a male one.
Alright, male half-orc. Hey, maybe he might like to flirt with male half-orcs as well. Yeah, Cass is doing the quest, guys. God, what are you doing? God, having fun? Having fun? What is this?
How dare you? It's a work. We are doing our quest, right?
Exactly. God, it's like Bothwellians. You're going to have fun.
If you want us to do finding such an interesting alternative.
This is true. I should provide you with just grey walls and nothing else to do. Meanwhile, Kess, so you're going to wander over to where Needles is. They're not very hard to spot. He's currently surrounded by throngs of people, 7 of which are offering him drinks and things. And he's sat. He's stood actually. He's stood around a throng of people, several of whom are sort of doing mocking bows to him in a nice way. It's sort of in a "oh, you're great" kind of thing, and sort of cheering him on. And he's sort of smiling and yay, waving a hand politely.
Okay, so I walk over to him, and then say that was a great fight. I'm a great warrior.
Oh,
it's just so rare to see something like that these days.
Oh, thanks.
Just listening to Kess flirt now. This is hilarious.
She's not flirting. She's a male half-orc, unless he seems, interested. But I will reiterate: this is Needles, not Fifi. So as far as you're aware, he's not gay.
It might sound.
Yeah, so you don't know the orientation of this orc, and it doesn't matter for what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm basically saying that was one great fight. With not seen something like that in a while. But do you feel like you're strong enough?
Needles, good fighter. Would you like Needles?
That is pretty much Needles. His intelligence is not high, guys, nor is his wisdom. His constitution level is on point.
That was just totally me taking the piss. That's not what he said.
You like Needles fight?
Well, do you want to be a stronger fighter? Because I know just the way.
Stronger? Yeah!
Than what you are.
Needles would like to be strong, like a big strong guy, strong as a dragon. Rah!
And how about strong as a god?
Strong as a god that look like a dragon. Rah!
And does he smash something as well?
He doesn't smash something, but he waves both his hands. It almost, to those of you who are watching Cass from across the room, it almost looks like the half-orc Needle she's talking to is doing jazz hands at her.
Okay. Well, would you like this good ale, my friend?
Welcome back, Belgarath.
Would you like this good ale, my friend?
I'm having a very shonky connection at the moment.
Oh, sorry, I was just typing to you saying try turning it off and on again.
Yeah, I just tried that, and it's still kind of
Okay, we'll keep messaging if you can't hear us and let us know. At the moment, it looks as though Kess is talking to Needles, the half-orc, and it looks as if he's doing jazz hands at her.
Okay.
And that's pretty much where we got to. Just at that pause, though, Ariel, they have found you a person to fight.
Ooh, yeah. Can I quickly cast Black Candle on my chest piece?
Sure you can.
It's a cantrip that makes the ring 1 stage lighter, so everything is dim light now. Or if it was dim light, it's darkness.
Okay, no, it'll be dim light. It's fairly well lit, just so that people can see what's going on.
It's in a 30-foot radius from me. That everything is 1 step darker.
Okay, cool. And this is 30 normal feet, not 30 of your feet, yes?
Yeah, this is actual feet.
Okay, that's alright then.
And then the pixie starts chanting.
Okay.
I sent it in
With
chat.
Drax is definitely standing up and leaning against this with sheer intent to see what the hell happens here.
Okay. Alright. They have found you a competitor. And you are lowered into the ring, and you are informed that for a fair fight, try not to fly too far above the person's head. Try not to fly too far out of reach too many times, otherwise it will be considered that you are essentially blocking the fight from happening. But other than that, it's a free-for-all. But you are told it's non-fatal, non-lethal. So you can do cuts and scrapes and bruises, but leave no more marks than a good paintball session would, essentially.
Good. But what do they say about... Do they mention magic at all?
Well, the goblin does lean in and whisper to you, I'd recommend not using only magic, but I'd really love to see someone fly again.
That will do, my friend.
Mid-air fight! Mid-air fight! I mean, shh, I said nothing. And he lowers you down on his hand, and you sort of flutter down into the ring. The ring itself is only about sort of 15 feet across in a big circle, so not too bad at all.
Just quickly out of game for a second. I need to do one thing real quick, so I'll be right back. But
That's okay.
I thought that this was better than mid-fight.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I will jump back. Belgrath and Enna, are you doing anything? Would you like to place bets? You guys can see. I'll let you know who he's fighting. He's fighting a halfling female who has a stern expression and a green outfit made of sort of leaves and twigs and things.
Whoa. I think I'm gonna bet for her to win.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 2 silver on the fairy.
Okay. Enna, how much would you like to bet on the halfling female?
I'm gonna say 10 copper again. Going low.
10 copper.
You have like 2,000 gold anyways.
Yeah, but I'm stingy.
I bet this massive piece of jewelry. And to be fair,
thank you.
the pile of jewelry, it's worth a total of 2,000 gold pieces. So you could, if at any point you did want to use bits, you could sort of say, I want to use about 10 gold's worth, and then I'll sort of not mark that off as like a necklace or a ring or something like that, just for future.
No, I'm keeping the jewelry.
I am now adorned with jewelry.
That's probably for the best, because, I get the feeling that if you start flashing that sort of wealth around this kind of place, we're going to end up, beaten up in the alleyway outside and suddenly all that jewellery taken away.
And suddenly that card was not so good anymore. But okay, yeah, so you guys are betting. Alright, so Cass, you've got a few minutes more for your conversation, so what else would you like to say to the lovely Needles, who I nearly called Snuggles for a second, and I'm not sure why.
Tell him how big his club is.
Okay, so I put the ale that I'm carrying towards say. So I would like to offer you a nice drink, my friend, to the greatest warrior here. but I think you could be even greater because I know a god who is looking for the greatest warrior of the land to entrust with their power, be the most powerful in all of the land.
Really?
Could you be? Yes. Could you be that warrior? Do you?
Oh, wow. I mean, Needle's greatest warrior in Travise or in Mercer?
In the whole of Mercer.
Now you roll persuasion. I was waiting for that, but I was like, yeah, now you can roll persuasion. I'll give you this clue, you're not rolling against something very high.
Oh wait, I'm just trying to. No, sorry guys, just to roll. Because I left my dice somewhere, so I'm trying to roll online, and my computer is being really, really slow. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got that.
See if you don't persuade the Hulk, it's gonna be so embarrassing.
So I got a 13, and I think I have a +4 on persuasion.
Cool.
To 17, I think. Just my character sheet is upstairs, and I'm watching the cat.
The 13 probably would have done it, to be fair. Needles is enraptured by what you're saying and very interested. He is now sipping on your drink with 2 hands. It's weird though because the last few drinks he had, he sort of gulped them down, but this one he's cupped with 2 hands. He's sort of listening as though a kid being told a bedtime story, and he's listening intently and sort of sipping it every now and then. So, what God want? What Needles do for God?
Huh. This god is called Irfel, and it's the god of this land who has been wrongly pushed down and imprisoned, and that's why all of the war started.
That's not right. That is wrong behaviour. Needles don't like. Needles good fight, but Needles fight for fun or against bad. Needles not push people who don't deserve it.
So what this god Irfel needs is a champion who it can entrust with its power.
Champion. Needles could be champion of a fell champion. Yeah. What would Needles do for become champion?
Out of character, I can't remember.
All you know at the moment is that they need a vessel, so you'd have to bring him back with you to go back to the capital, Rog.
Oh, okay. The quest of the god Irfel awaits you in the capital. Me and my friend can take you there with us, lead you there, and make sure that you find the right people who will transfer the power to your body.
Yeah! That would be good. Needles want. Yes! That would be good. Could Needles stay here just for one night more to watch all the fight and to pick a new person for Fighters Guild new people?
Of course, that would only be fair.
So we could go champion quest tomorrow in morning after breakfast.
Of course. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, that would be good. Needles would like that.
So let us have a nice party and enjoy it all together today before we set out on our important journey.
Yes, that would be good. Yes, Needles like. And he's gonna move forward to go and watch the fight, and he sort of invites you to sort of stand next to him and watch the fight. He's sort of clapping his hands and drinking his drink, so you guys can move towards the arena as well.
I go with him to watch the fight.
Alright, so you guys all settle down to start watching this interesting fight. Ariel, are you back and in the ring, as it were? Excellent. Alright, well, just before you begin, the big guy who was fighting before, who got pointed out to a few of you as Drax, the leader of the Fighters Guild, he sort of stands up on his little balcony position, and I'll message you, Kess. I'll message you. And,
Oh, okay.
And, no, so far not too evil. So far just honest. To a point.
Okay.
The big beardy dwarfy guy, is, standing up and waving his tankard about, and he is going to say something. You heard that, by the way. You heard the little pixie drunkenly say nice beard. The pixie cannot be quiet right now.
Right, so I stand up again, bring my little pooch up with me, get a little neck scratches, and openly say to everybody, well, lads, this is something I've not seen in quite some time. A tiny wee pixie in the arena. I've never seen something quite like this. And I turn over and look a couple of lads over the corner of me and going, am I fucking pissed or something? Am I actually seeing this? They turn on and pretty much nod and agree. And as well, lads, it seems we're into a bit of a fucking treat here. We got a fucking tiny one over here, and we got another tiny one over there. So, long fucking story short, this is going to be rather fucking interesting. So, with further ado, this laddie. Are you a laddie? This is me looking at you, Errol. I can't tell, you're quite small and far away.
And it's like darker than usual in the ring.
Yeah, I can see fine.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'm... Oh wait, that's in-game asking, right?
Yes.
Of course I am the man. I am the big
okay.
man. I am strong.
Kitty.
Okay, laddie. That's fine. And then I look over the other one, and I say some encouraging words of slander more than anything else. And I continue babbling on even more so. My little pet Wolfie is continuing to nuzzle me and, you know,
Nice.
get scratched. And I go, right lads, should we fucking start this off then? And I clap my hands and I sit back down to watch the fight.
Alright. So, Ariel, are you ready? I am
by the way,
the strongest!
I stand back up and also kind of drunkenly lean over the bar or the ledge. Not nearly falling, but looks like it. And I point at the pixie. None of that fucking magic shite in this ring, by the way. Mind that. Same for you, fucking halfling. Alright. Fucking go.
The halfling girl, sort of at the whole no magic thing, slaps her leg like, oh! But she does pull out, she pulls out a little slingshot and a dagger that she keeps on her belt. Ariel, just to start off, can you roll me initiative? So can you roll me a d20, please?
Oh yeah, of course.
Just to see who gets the jump on who.
Well, I guess that.
Are you going to jump her?
I guess I'm first.
Oh, nat 20! Bloody hell. Yep,
It's a shame though that it's this.
She got a 14. I mean, if you want, you can use because you have the advantage, you can use it to do a certain thing or duck out of the way if you want, so.
You know what? I'll start flying in circles, but like at top speed. Because it's now slightly darker and, top speed to make it difficult to find me. But like really low, so that dust kicks up from the ground as well.
Okay. Dire Pixie! Alright, so you're just like flying round and round and round the bottom of the arena.
Yep. I'm kicking up dust in this dark room.
Alright, cool. Those of you who are watching, you see a streak of the pixiness, some glitter pixie dust poofing out of his backside every now and again as he starts skirting round and around, kicking up dust and straw around the arena floor. People start laughing and pointing. Hey, Pixie, so fast for you, halfling! And you hear other people shouting, come on, Strawberry!
And you hear Drax screaming at the top of his lungs going, "Come on then, Twinkle Toes!"
Wait, what? That cut out. What? I only heard Twinkle Toes.
The leader, Drax guy, is shouting, come on, Twinkle Toes! And the halfling's name is Strawberry, you have all discovered. As her friends are now shouting out, come on, Strawberry! So, she is going to make an attack at you with her slingshot and try and shoot a pebble at you. And she is going to miss spectacularly. You manage to dodge it easily as you are spinning round and around and around and around, and she... it fires, but it flies into the dust several feet behind you as you again swing, spin, shung, shung, shung. So, Era, what would you like to do? Would you like to continue on? What would you like to do?
I fly up stealthily to like try and hide myself from. The dust is now probably around where I flew in circles.
Yes, you can have a stealth attack as the dust is settling if you want, so you can roll stealth.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Alright.
So what I do is I stealth attack, but I also pixie dust her. Because that's not magic.
No, that is very true. That is very, very true.
And I gave my word on not using magic, but pixie stuff is different.
That's true. Pixie dust is totally not magic, honest governor, honest.
Drax might not see it that way.
Nah, well, I don't know. It depends. Will he find it? Will the fact that it's funny as fuck, overrule him?
I may piss myself laughing. That is true.
That's true. Okay, so have you rolled me your stealth, please, Errol?
Well, it's 19 plus 9, so that makes 28.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you can sneak up. Yeah, you can sneak up. She's distracted by the dust. She's looking around for you, desperately searching. She's like slowly moving her eyes around, but she hasn't checked behind her yet.
Was that before I came back?
I feel like instead of an actual attack, because it's non-lethal stuff, I want to land her head, pixie dust, and then with 2 fists just boop her on the head.
Okay.
I'd actually yell out, boop.
Okay. And because it's non-lethal damage, you can attack if you want. You can deal some hit point damage, or do you just want to boop?
Yeah, I want to do booping damage.
You just want to boop. Booping damage hurts your charisma, not your hit points.
it hurts your ego.
Okay, alright, awesome. So you managed to sneak up. Boop! On the back of the head, was it?
On the top of the head.
On the top of the head, okay.
I want to land on her head, boop, and then give a little butt wiggle for that pixie dust.
Okay, you see people, especially the little goblin guy, who are stifling laughter, and they've literally got their hands over their mouth going as they see you sneaking up on her. She notices this laughter, but doesn't turn around in time, and boop! On the top of her head, she looks up just as you wiggle that booty, and the pixie dust falls upon her face, and she starts to levitate up a few feet off the floor, kicking her legs. Whoa! 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 And she starts like sort of wiggling her arms in the air and flailing about. She comes to a sort of stop about 3 feet high off the floor, like waving her arms like, whoa! Whoa! Whoa, man, this is so not cool! Not cool, man! Whoa! And she's gonna make a sort of swing with her hand to try and catch you. So
Drax is gonna lead over the barriers and says, "Oi, no magic!" while pissing himself laughing.
It's no magic. This is just a little fate trusting pixie dust.
says the drunk pixie. Could you roll me a dexterity, please?
A what?
And all I hear is me.
Wait, now I didn't hear what I need to roll again.
Dex, please.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. 21.
Okay, you manage to just roll out the way. She catches you with the corner of her little pinky finger as she's sort of swiping through the air, but you do manage to sort of dart just above her. She starts to slowly sort of swim through the air towards you, and you sort of see a small smile in the corner of her face, sort of like, and she sees the floor below her, and she starts to sort of swim higher. And now you're both about 6-7 feet off the arena floor. You're now about level with the crowd who are watching you. So Belgrath, Enna, and Kess, you guys are now about sort of eye level with them. And Strawberry the halfling is like, oh wait! And she pulls out the another little pebble from her slingshot, and she's going to fire it at you again. Ooh! Can you do me a dexterity check again?
Yeah, of course. 18.
Ooh, alright, she's gonna get you with this one. It is only gonna do you... Oh, it only does you 3 points of damage because she's not aiming... She's not using the proper...
Wait 1 second.
Okay.
Because Errol wouldn't necessarily think about not using magic in a fight, even though it's been said to him.
Right.
And I don't think that it's actually that noticeable if he casts Call of Shadow.
Sure. Describe what you would like to be doing.
Call of Shadow is a somatic spell that lasts. That's a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And for the full round, so basically this one attack, because short rounds, the target of the spell functions as if it has taken the dodge action. So that means that until any attack rolls made against me have disadvantage.
Ooh.
And that saves are at advantage now. But the second I am incapacitated or my speed drops to 0, the benefits of this spell drop.
Okay, so shall I roll the disadvantage on that attack against you then?
Yeah, I think that.
Oh!
That's how it.
Well, the second with disadvantage it was a 2. So yeah, I'm gonna go that didn't hit you. So she lines up the shot, nice and perfect. And then someone shouts, "Come on!" And she loses footing essentially, but then remembers she's in the air and gets distracted, and the pebble goes flying off. And Belgarath and Enna, can you make me a dexterity checks?
No.
Sorry, was that for me as well?
Yeah, Belgarath and Enna.
18!
Alright, Enna, it does not hit you.
Give me 1 second. Dexterity check is
11.
Alright, Belgarath, it skims your shoulder as it flies past. Enna ducks out of the way, instinctively protecting all her jewellery as well, which she has about her person. And Belgarath, it just skims you in the shoulder. You don't lose any hit points, it's just a little pebble, like, dink! And you guys continue to watch the ongoing fight that's sort of happening around your eye level. Alright, Errol, we're back up to you. What would you like to do?
Actually, I think I want to fly over to her
Okay.
and, like, punch her in the back of the head so that she starts doing front flips.
I thought you were going to say tickle her. That would have been hilarious. I like this one as well.
That's actually a good idea, just to tickle her and then
Well,
push her off.
Shall
Can
we-
I do that? Like,
Would you
tickle her
would
and
you
then...
like to tickle and finish with a front flip?
Yes.
Alright, sure. Where would you like to tickle the halfling? There's a quote.
Well, I think Errol would first go for, the sides and such. Vulnerable places.
Alright. Because you're so little and dexterous, I will let you sort of go for both sides as part of one sort of attack. So you can sort of like go ding-ding, whoosh round, ding-ding-ding, and sort of do both.
Yes.
Okie dokes. Alright, so...
And then as I set her off for backflips, I want to actually hold on to her so that I'm on her neck, basically.
Okay, cool. Roll me a just a strength check for pushing her hard enough to make her flip.
15.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You take her by surprise, and she starts to flip. Are you pulling her backwards, or are you making a sort of you're front flipping? So if you push her in the back of the head, she'll start going forwards and
front
forwards.
flipping, so
Okay.
I'll push her forwards and then grab onto her neck
All right. Cool.
or
Can
like the
you
back of her armor.
do me an acrobatics check for hanging on while she's flipping about?
Uh-oh. That's...
A 6. Okay.
Oh no, wait. It's actually 7.
Oh, that makes a lot of difference. Okay.
Yes, because now we can call it lucky.
Look at that! Okay. You hold on for one rotation. And you sort of, it's a bit like a bucking bronco, and people start to cheer. Yeah. And they're all sort of clapping along and laughing. But you sort of get a bit caught up in this, and your drunken brain, you let go with both hands to wave like you're on a roller coaster. Way! And you go sort of flying off in a little tumble, like whee! And she does one more front flip and sort of lands on her front, like whoa! Oh man! I mean, that was cool! And she's trying to point at you, but she's like really dizzy and in the air, like trying to point at you, like, that was cool, little guy, but whoa! Oh, I feel sick! And she's gonna
First you were like, whoa! Then we were like, whoa! Then we were like, whoa!
Yeah, pretty much.
At this point, Jax is going to stand up, take one of his hand axes, and then launch it in between them so it lands on one of the walls. As this, alright, you two, stop fanning it around and actually fight.
Ooh. But now there's an axe available, and it's like twice the size of a pixie, I assume. Or maybe
It
more.
will be like 3 times the size of you. Like, is this a double-handed or is this just a single-handed?
Oh, it's just a single. Just a
Alright,
hand axe.
yeah, it's about 3 times the size of you, Errol.
Can I please pixie dust it so that I can wield this?
It is. I've thrown it so it's rattled and jammed in the wall.
Well, do me a strength check for that for your dwarf, just so we can see if he can pull it out.
24.
Alright, cool. I mean, Errol, do you want to try using your pixie dust to try and pull it out?
Yes, but does pixie dust assist me in any way? Because it kind of wants to float at them.
I will say you can have a +1 to it.
So 18. Still no do.
Maybe not.
Okay. No, then I tried. I will instead pull
You
out,
tried very hard. You heard some people laughing. They're not necessarily laughing at you, they're sort of laughing with you. But yeah, they are sort of laughing as you do this as well.
In that case, wait, the axe is sticking in the wall?
Yes, the wall of the arena bit.
So the handle is basically now a springboard.
Yeah, why not? Sure.
I'll springboard off it and pull out Song and Dance and actually start attacking, like non-lethal, but actually
cool.
attacking her.
Alright. In which case, we'll just do hits, but we won't do damage, because what they'll do is you'll land a hit, but not completely push it through, and they'll sort of count, like they'll cheer like, yeah, that was a hit, and then you can carry on as well. Okay,
Wait,
so
could I not just keep them in the leather sheets and like untie them from my sides?
yeah, sure.
But like, so that I can still bash and have like impact, but not actual damage from the sharp edge.
We just won't bother rolling damage, because it'll just count as you'll get out. You won't need healing. So you'll be fine. Hopefully, unless she gets grumpy.
It's not like anyone's actually going to see the swords of the size of them.
Yeah.
The little needles. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay, cool. Alright, so, does anyone want to shout any encouragement as he's about to do a pirouetting, jumping, leaping, twisting thing midair? I include the drunk dwarf in this, by the way.
What was that?
Does anyone want to shout anything at him before he attempts this maneuver?
No, I'm good.
Mon the midget.
Mon midget! Alright, do a twisting corkscrew. Okay, in which case, can you roll me an acrobatics check, and then roll me your attack to hit?
So my acrobatics is a net 20.
Ooh, okay, yep, you managed to do your twisting corkscrew flip.
And my to hit is my scimitars are at Dex plus proficiency, so that's
Not to be that guy, but a curiosity, should this be disadvantaged as you're shit-faced?
That's very
fair.
true. Yes. I will give you disadvantage on your actual attacks, but everything else you're fine.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't forget,
That's
use
cool.
charisma on her. You can win with charisma.
So that would mean that I would start flirting with her mid-fight or something.
Sure. Why not?
Oh my god.
Because the pixie is drunk as fuck.
Well-
That's exactly what he would do. Oh no, wait. Yeah, he would.
But just think, you can either have an advantage to charisma, or you can have 10 extra hit points if you insult her. There's 2 different ways to go.
Yeah, I think that
This
there's
is,
other people to insult.
Birthday privileges for anybody who has listened confusedly to that. Also, I will make the ruling that because you've got like half an hour left, if you don't get to insult anyone this episode, I will let you roll it over to the next session.
Ooh, that's perfect.
I'll say the next Sunday session though, because I think Errol insulting people will be way more fun, and Varric has caused enough damage this week.
Yeah, that's far more fun than Varric insulting people.
Alright, cool. What was your hit total, sorry, to actually hit her?
It was a disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay,
For the drunkenness.
13 plus 6, that makes 19 to try and hit.
Okay, yeah, that's hit, yeah.
Awesome.
Alright, cool.
So it will be like almost a small tornado coming at her, straight at her stomach, like at her ribs.
Twisting.
Ooh, wait,
Cool.
no, can I aim like straight between the breasts, and then just go. Hey, you come here often. And then I fly off again.
Sure, do me a charisma check for that. Hey, you come here often.
And that's an advantage, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's good, because the first one was a 3.
You're back.
Alright, cool. Yeah, she sort of blinks midair at that, and she blinks in midair at that, and sort of looks bemused and sort of starts chuckling. And she sort of swims her way through the air towards you, and she's sort of kicking her feet, and she starts to land on the floor and gives herself a sort of push up, and she's going to try and do a slingshot at you, but she's flying towards you, so she's getting ever closer as she releases. Ooh, plus her. Does a 21 hit you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, it's only a pebble, so it won't particularly cause damage. It'll just sort of like knock you back in the air a little bit.
You say something?
Huh?
You say something?
No, I wasn't talking to you, sorry. So you're knocked backwards in the air, sort of winded a little bit. Ooh! And it sort of catches you. The crowd cheer. Hey! You can hear some people going, finally! Fucking Strawberry, come on! I'm betting on you, girl, come on! So Errol, what would you like to do?
Swear to God, I am starting to regret not throwing that damn thing out the window back.
Oh, and you've got like 4 days of Bothwell with Fifi playing on his instruments. Yes.
Yay!
It'll be great.
Technically, it's only 2.
I'm gonna take those sticks and I'm gonna beat you to death with them.
You're not the one in heaven, so you will be fine. We will enjoy it in heaven. We will have the best part.
We're going to have a magnificent garden party, and you're not invited.
That's fine, it's warm in hell and on the people there.
That's fine. Troy, don't eat my dice. Sorry, he's here licking my D&D dice. So, Era, we're back to you. This is going to be the final round, so what would you like to do?
Okay, in that case, I'll aim for like the face with my for the eyes, as I often do.
Mm-hmm.
With like the pointy bits of my scimitars, which are now covered in a leather sheathing.
Yeah.
But
So what you're saying is you're finishing off on her face.
yeah, basically, but it's about to get worse.
Yes, lads.
Because he will actually be telling her that. I fly in, like, straight towards her eyes, and I stop like
Sorry, that was
right
her. Carry
before
on.
her eyes.
Okay.
I stop right before her eyes, and I just say, "I'd finish on your face, but it's a shame to do that this early in the evening."
Oh my god.
Roll me a charisma.
Not 20.
Oh gosh.
Alright, she is going to buckle laughing and completely just sit down on the floor and like put her hands up and just start laughing her ass off, sitting on the floor. Giant, small, dwarven leader guy, you can call the fight to an end and ask people by way of applause who they think won that fight. First up is the halfling Strawberry, and is going to call out by way of applause who thinks finish on the back.
Drax is simply going to turn up and says, "Alright, lad. See you, Strawberry, by the way. See if you do not know, tell him what fucking inn you're in tonight after that fucking little spectacle. I'm gonna be disappointed in you."
Oh, be fighting in here all night until I pass out, but anyone's welcome to sit in the corner with me and get cozy. She calls up from the floor mid-laughter.
I'll actually fly over to her.
Okay, cool.
Like, help her up and such.
Ah, okay, cool. Well, your tiny pixie weight doesn't do a great deal to help her up. The pixie dust itself has worn off her now, and she does walk out of the arena, and she sort of clambers up. The goblin leans down to sort of shake your hand, as it were, and offers to buy you another drink.
Ooh, more drinks. You are my kind of person.
I'll get you both one, come on! And he like puts his arm and links it through Strawberry the halfling and sort of holds you in at the palm of his hand and like skips past you guys to go to the bar. Meanwhile, those who bet on Ariel, Belgrath, that's you again. Belgrath, you get 20 silver.
Fucking A.
You're welcome.
I'll jump off the fucking pedestal on the little landing that I'm at into the ring and just open my arms up and just piss myself laughing. Oh, lads, wasn't that a fucking show and a half? Drinks are on me tonight, lads.
You are my kind of dwarf. With a majestic beard and 3 drinks. I like this one.
I like this little fucking pixie man. He is a riot.
In the next
So can I join your group yet?
What was that?
So can I join your group yet?
Ah, mate. Get another 5 fights of that, you'll be in the daytime.
Sounds good.
In the next sort of 5 or 10 minutes, you guys all find your way sort of back together. Kess and Needles come together. Needles goes off to sort of see the goblin and meet Ariel. Yes. And the rest of you come together. Drax, you come as well. Giggity. You come and you sort of say hi to Ariel and you commiserate with Strawberry, and you're buying people drinks and meeting them, so you all find yourselves like Belgrath, Anna, Orissa, Cass, Needles, Ariel, and Strawberry, and Drax. You all find yourselves at one massive table. Yeah, she does let you sit on her shoulder. She sort of laughs, and occasionally will bring you up a sort of little spoonful of various different alcohols.
Well, of course we're gonna have the best fucking table and the best fucking drink. This is my joint, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
You are good.
Oh yeah, I'm still in Hallfork form. Probably the party doesn't know who I am.
Can I give a little wave to the people that I actually recognize, but like a little drunk wave that nearly makes me fall off the shoulder?
I'll probably just put my pint on the table and kind of lean across quite inquisitively. Even though the fact is I've been drinking and I seem very fucking hammered, but as a typical dwarf, I seem rather okay to talk to. I turn and ask is, so lads, I've not seen you around here at all. Usually this is quite the regular thing. What brought you along this way?
A friend told us to visit.
See, laddie, I like you. Can't understand a fucking word you're saying. It's so high pitched and you're pissed and all.
Well, you know, I'm here just on a holy quest. I was looking for a champion who is the strongest warrior here, who would become the strongest warrior in the whole of Mercer under the championship of the God of Earfell.
See, I'm not too familiar with that god. See, I got my own god in that sense, so I cockily decline that. But that Needles over there, He's a no
Yeah.
bad lad. He's a few coppers short, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so you're on a holy quest to find somebody. Is that what you're saying? And you came here of all fucking places.
I was looking for the strongest. Oh, what was their name again? Person who recommended. He said they owed you a favor, wasn't it?
What, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly!
Yeah.
I kind of owed the lad a favor. He got me up a bit of a fucking jam not that long ago. But yeah, he's a son lad. How the hell do you know him?
We made good friends with him recently.
Tend to him, you could say.
We traveled together for a while.
Just to get a favor out of him. I understand it's quite rare that you maybe know his name, but can you describe him for me? Just for my own well-being.
He was mean.
Yeah, and he was quite forward with one of our former teammates who is not with us right now.
Oh my god, I
They
forgot about the
got very
pod-love
cozy.
relationship. That was amazing.
He was quite quick with
It
his
seemed
sword,
like
you
he
could see.
was quite the lover, wasn't he?
He was mean. He punched my cat, and he stuffed me in a jar.
Now here's the question. Being, what did you do to him for him to do that? Because normally he's quite the passive one, but if you start at him, he's
Didn't
Well,
do
I might
anything.
have jumped the gun a little bit and thrown a fireball his way, which he then turned around and knocked me the fuck out. So we
Well,
got
that lad.
it.
Well, that lad, if you've turned out to be pals with him after that, that's a very fortunate thing. I've known the lad for many, many years. I'm surprised you know fucking deed.
Well, so am I.
Because he's never really fucking done that before. He must have seen something in you lads.
He kept the
Oh, well, that's nice of him.
Why is curiosity? Why is he not here with you now?
Had something to do, apparently.
He had a dance to attend.
It does sound like him. He does tend to disappear when your back's turned at times.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Aye, that definitely sounds like him. So so he said to you that I owed him a favor, and you lads are basically to be that favor. Is that what you're saying?
Well, more or less, we were just looking for the greatest warrior in all of the lands. If you think that is Needles, then I suppose our job here is done. Do you think it is someone other than?
Well, there's been a fair times I've fucking leathered the lad, but I'm not too interested if it involves another religion, like. So probably Neil's would be the best bet.
Then, is there anything else the rest of you want, or should we just enjoy tonight?
Well, I do run this place. I got my own place as well. If you guys enjoy a decent drink tonight and warm beds, I got plenty of fucking rooms.
That would be quite nice. I would certainly take you up on the offer of getting a good room for the night.
Aye, so I say continue drinking for a wee bit, then fuck off back up to 9 and continue drinking a bit more, and then fuck off to bed. Well, it's like the saying goes, any pal of Kalosia's, it's the pal of mine.
Well, that's damn decent of you.
And I turn and look at Strawberry going, and you're going back with him? After that fucking spectacle, you're definitely going back with him.
She puts down her drink and says, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm not sure where I'd put it, but I'll give it a go.
See? And you go, lad, and you fucking go. And I kind of tap, I forget the size of him, but I tend to kind of tap him on the shoulder, then realize he's half like the size of my fist.
Errol, you're so drunk you sort of sway a little bit on the goblin's hand and don't really notice.
Woo! High fives.
Okay, so there is one thing that you need to do for Drax this evening, which is proving a little complicated to explain over text, so I will explain and he can jump in his voice. Basically, to take Needles, who is currently their finest fighter and the one that they pit people against when they are trying to join the guild. So they have to do 5 fights, the final one is Needles, and if they can draw level with him, then they get into the guild. But they're going to need a new top fighter to replace him while he's gone. So he offers you guys the opportunity. He says, he basically says, for the rest of the evening, will you watch the fights with him and pick a suitable replacement for Needles?
Very well. Let's do that.
That sounds super fun.
Alright, what she said.
I, with the mystical fucking voices randomly spoken in the air, said,
Sure, Pixie, you can try to join the guild. You need to succeed in another 4 fights.
That would take a lot of time out of like the rest of the people here, though. So.
Yes. Well, what they'll say is that they if you come back again, or potentially tomorrow morning, you can continue fighting. There's always fights going on. You can come back again, and if you succeed in 5, they will let you join. So, but it's over a span of essentially your lifetime. You know, you can do 1, come back. As long as you successfully either draw even or win, you can come back in 6 months or a year, and you can do your second fight.
Okay, can I like try to do another fight like now, but without actually doing round for round the entire fight? Yes,
you may. Could you please private message me? I'll message you in a minute and I'll private message you some things. Meanwhile, the rest of you, in the sort of 15 or so minutes of session we've got left, what would you guys like to do? You've got an evening where you can sort of look around, you can watch some fights, you can pick a replacement for Needles, you can play some more bets, you can do some gambling, you can eat, you can drink. They've got lodging for you in the back half of the Fighters Guild. So what would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess I would be looking at the fight. I want to make sure that we take the right person, the strongest. If someone else appears who seems stronger, then I have to switch over to them. Yeah, I hope that's not too evil.
I'll mention again is so. What's the favor that Kelly said that he wants me to do for you? Because he's free to do what he fucking wants.
Wait, was there a like secondary thing that we needed to do?
No, I think we were just looking for a suitable champion for this goddess. So I don't believe we got out of character. Were we told about something else? I don't remember anything else.
Kaloja?
What's that?
Kaloja?
Out of so
Out of character, did you give them a
were we
favour?
told about anything else? Sorry?
Yeah, it's like if what I explained to Belgrath was if you guys needed anything as a favor, that's what I can help you out from. That's why you guys mentioned the favor, but you haven't said anything about the favor, like what you actually need. Because Needles is really nothing to do with me. It's not like an organization you need to ask the leader. It's more just he's free to do what he wants.
Yeah. So I don't know. Basically, my character just wanted to know if Drax knew anyone who was stronger than, and if he could help secure that person. But if it's just Needle stronger, then
Well, Needles is the standard people have to go through. That's really it. He seems to be, as far as you guys know, the strongest that you've seen.
okay. Yeah. So is Drax's opinion as well that Needles is the strongest in the guild?
Yeah.
Yeah, Drax will probably say yes, but no.
What do you mean no?
Well, him and Needles have a bit of a ongoing thing. He's a bit dumb, but he's a good fighter. But he's won some, I've won some.
So you're tied. Maybe you need to decide which one of you is better then.
Good fucking luck on that one.
Basically, he seems to be saying he wouldn't go with you anyway, and Needles is the best of everybody else. There is another fight starting as well, if anyone wanted to watch that one. It's not Ariel's one. Ariel's going to be up after that. This one is pitting two humans, actually. Two human males against each other. And they are both unarmed entirely. And they are going to start fighting. Did anyone want to place any bets on this one? There's a blonde human and a dark-haired human.
Well, I'm gonna wander back up to my little booth bit, my VIP area. I'll basically ask him if he doesn't want to go watch the fight or can watch it from my area. Back up to my bit, and as well, if they want to pet Fluffy, or his nickname's Fluffy, they can go ahead.
Alright, so you guys are invited on up to watch the fight from the special top bit and stroke Fluffy.
Who is Fluffy?
Well, his name's Venir, but the nickname's Fluffy.
This is
I
his
want to
big
stroke
dog.
Fluffy.
Wait, is it
I don't want any fur, I
is
think.
its name seriously Fenrir?
No, V, not F, V.
Oh, little V. Okay.
Yeah, not quite so Lord of the Ringsy. Okay.
I was like, so it's a Scottish dwarf with a Norwegian, like, with a Norse thingy.
Alrighty. So, you guys are stroking the Fluffy and having a watch. The first fight is over quite quickly. The two human males, they sort of start boxing in a similar way to you've seen Pug when he sort of hits people in the face. They just start bopping on each other. And eventually the guy with the dark hair comes out victorious. They're both covered in sweat and straw. They both come out of the arena to a smattering of applause. It seems like they're quite new to the guild and this is one of their first fights they've been doing. But nevertheless, they put their heart and souls into it. Next up you guys see is Ariel. Ariel is fighting a Errol is fighting one of the barbarian Goliaths.
You have to say that again.
Errol is fighting a Goliath barbarian.
Oh god.
Did anybody want to place any bets on this one?
No.
And I assume I'm more drunk now than I was before.
Just
I
a
would
little bit.
I would have been feeding all you guys so much booze.
Anyone who wants to drink the booze, please make a constitution check.
Wait, what do I roll for drinking the booze?
Constitution.
I will do that after I've done all my attacks.
Yes. Could you also please roll me another dexterity, but with disadvantage? I'll take those one as disadvantage, and I'll do it as a 21.
Wait, so now another disadvantage?
A disadvantage dexterity check for me, because we'll do the fight quickly that way. I'm just doing all your opponent's attacks. That's what I'm rolling currently. Ooh, you're quite evenly matched, actually.
Disadvantage dex is gonna be... yeah.
Okay. Well, this fight, again, is over quite quickly. It's a Goliath Barbarian. He has a similar intelligence level to Needles, you all seem to gather. However, he does get some good swings in. He's just using fists. He's quick on his feet. Errol doesn't use his flying move again with his pixie dust. He just darts around and does some pretty good lunging in. You guys are so evenly matched that actually you do finish the match dead on point. And it's declared as an equal footing. And you guys are both winners, and you are declared as a draw. So that does count as your second one, Errol.
I kinda hope that... I feel like doing another one of those fights, because I kinda intend to join as soon as possible.
Alright, Errol, I will let you do one more fight for this evening then, while everyone else is watching.
I'll try to tap that high five with like a little jump and fly up to actually reach
Okay,
it.
well,
What, do you wanna fight me? 'Cause I'm jumping in.
Would that... Fuck. That would bring me like way closer to joining, I guess.
Well, if you won...
probably. If I thought you were pretty decent enough, I'd just say, fuck it, you're in.
Yes then.
Well...
Errol is drunk and set a challenge for himself.
Okay.
He's going in over his head.
Alright, well, I will tell you what then. We will do this as the final event of the session. So, you jump in the ring. Would anyone like to place a bet on Drax, the Scottish Dwarf, or Errol, the 2-for-5 Pixie?
No more bets for me.
So, is this gonna be unarmed or armed?
Well, what would you rather, boys?
Errol would prefer armed.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna take my Warhammer instead of my... Well, not my Warhammer, my Great Hammer instead of my Great Axe, because it's dull.
It's non-lethal anyway, right?
I know, it's just like a Great Axe versus a Pixie is kind of a scary thought.
It has more of a blade that I can dance on.
That's true. I shall dance upon your blade and your corpse!
You know what? I'm calling that as one of the special moves that I want to do.
Do it. He will high-five you on the way in, but you both jump down into the arena. Can you both roll me initiative?
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Are we actually fighting a complete fight now?
Yes.
Because a complete fight versus
16.
him lasts a while. Fuck, 16.
Did I re-roll?
Well, isn't it like normally who gets the highest boost then wins a tie? I'm not sure how that works, but
You can do that, or you can roll again. I don't mind.
I'd say just roll again, dude.
okay, yeah, let's roll again.
11.
12.
There we go.
We are actually pretty tied up so far, and it's just initiative, but
Yep.
it gives me slightly more confidence.
Alright, so that was 12 for Errol. Drax, what did you get?
11.
Oh, 11. Okay, in which case, Errol, first move goes to you, little buddy.
Before it starts, I'm going to yell to one of the dudes next to me to throw me a pint so I can drink it. All in one go.
Alright, he does so. You do so.
I point
And
at the
Rosie, you
goblin
know what
to
that
get-
means.
Oh, yeah.
I point at the goblin to get me more alcohol as well. Just going like, if you can do that, I can do it as well.
Uh-oh. How much are you drinking?
You know what? Compared to a pixie, I think a shot glass is more than enough.
Alright, cool.
But like,
Oh, shit. You're the size of a shot glass.
I want the strongest thing in the bar.
Alright, do me a constitution save.
Fucking
18.
dwarven moonshine.
Alright, it goes down, and for now, it just gives you a gentle buzz of exhilaration as you go to make your first attack.
I aim for the neck with both my scimitars. Like flying in low and then up, but like driving both my scimitars towards his like chin.
Alright, cool. Roll it.
Is that 2 attacks for each attack for like the scimitars each get the different attack, or is it one attack?
Yes. Well, I'll
Alright,
do...
Rosie, I want to be nice. I want to be nice and just take away his disadvantage on the attacks.
Why?
Because he's drunk as shit. So I want to say, just they negate it, so he's just got normal.
Well, if you want, because you're both drunk, you can both just roll normally.
No, both of you should have disadvantage because that will be funnier.
That would be an incredible fight to just both roll everything at disadvantage.
Yeah, I think that's funnier. Go
Well,
for both disadvantage.
I'll do you both for disadvantage then, because you are drunk as skunks. So...
Two drunk people having fun.
So, Errol, I will say do one attack for both swords at once, because you're doing it at the same time, and then you roll for different damage on each. Do you guys want to
so
roll?
This is one with actual.
Do you guys want to roll for damage, or do you want to just go for that hit, that didn't, that hit, that didn't?
I think that hit that didn't would give me more chance.
Alright, cool. So what we'll do is, again, it's non-lethal, so you won't roll damage, you'll just try and hit each other as many times as you can, in very creative and drunk ways. Alright, so roll an attack
And
what was...
at disadvantage to attack.
22 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Alright, what would you like to do? How and where would you like to hit him?
I fly in low, like between the legs, and then straight up, like next to his armor, to hit him like on the chin, like where in between the neck and the chin, basically. That's where I aim. So the least armored part of the neck. Oh, full plate. Is there any like least armored places that I would naturally aim for? Because
Drax?
At this time, no, because I even have my helmet on at this point.
yeah, but there's,
Surely the joints then.
there's a gap with a helmet. There's always
yeah,
a
there's
gap.
gaps, but
There's chainmail in between the gaps.
Yeah, but I have tiny weaponry.
Oh, that is very fucking true. Probably the slits between my helmet, because that's the only skin is underneath it.
Then that's where I'd aim. And then I'd sit on his head. Like, actually on the helmet.
Oh.
So that when he tries to hit me, I can dodge and he hits himself in the head, basically.
Like a little
That's the
boom.
plan.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the plan, at least.
Alright. Drax, what are you up to?
After that, I am going to grapple him by grabbing him. And then pretty much going to home run him with my Warhammer, or my Great Hammer. With grappling him in one hand, throwing him up, and then swinging my two hand and smacking him.
That's bad.
Isn't that like two actions, though?
Yep.
Wait,
That's it is. Yep.
Two full actions, but it's not both attack actions, so not extra attack. What the fuck?
I have two attacks, yes.
Yeah, but extra attack would be two attacks. Grapple isn't an attack. It's an action. Rules lawyering you. No, just do it. It's epic.
Okay, no, you know, fine. If you want a rules lawyer, I'll frenzy, reckless, great weapon master it then. If you're gonna be a smart ass.
Do it.
Hey, I just said just. Hey, just said that.
So okay, I have 3 attacks now.
Okay, good. Because then I get to rules lawyer as well. And we didn't say no magic, so this is gonna be fun.
That's true.
Yeah, this is the general.
No, you only
okay,
announced it to Errol for that one fight.
Yeah, this is the general rule of it, as the DM explained much earlier on. But okay, you can do that. Right. Oh, you are so fucking lucky. Does 18 hit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I am so lucky with an 18.
Okay. 1 minute. Wait, do we roll damage on this, or?
No, we
No,
can't
you're
hit.
just doing hits.
Okay, okay, never mind. It would have been 18. It would have been 23. Yeah, it hits. So yeah, it's grab, throw up, smack him, and just launch him across the fucking ring.
Alright, Errol, make
And then
me...
wait. And for my final attack, is wait and basically in defense position, waiting for him to come back into range so I can hit him again. So I'm holding that action.
I cast Call of Shadow though. Because he hits me, that means that I get my reaction for Call of Shadow for this turn. You know, if you're gonna play it, then I will too. I cast Call of Shadow. Your attacks are now all at disadvantage for this turn.
Okay.
Didn't you all have disadvantage anyway?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you do, drunk.
I don't.
Yeah, we shit, then my Call of Shadow doesn't do anything, but you still roll at disadvantage because that was what Rosie ruled.
Oh, okay. Alright, so it's your turn.
Oh, then wait, but didn't disadvantage change anything then for you trying to hit me?
Nope.
How so?
Because reckless attack.
Which means
I gain advantage. I gain my attacks gain advantage.
Oh, so that cancels out.
Yeah.
Wait, but then my Call of Shadow does something.
What?
Then your attack is as a normal attack, so my Call of Shadow actually gives you disadvantage still.
Hey.
Because it's a normal attack, so you still roll at disadvantage now.
Okay, it would have been a 17. No, sorry, it would have been a 22 instead of a 23.
Ah, fuck. That's a shame. But what's happening now? My turn?
Yes.
Wait, but can you hold actions past your round?
It
Because
depends.
the-
What are you trying to do?
Well, he said that he was holding his last action for last round, so that he could
Yeah, wait for
keep
him to
it-
come back into range so I can complete my third action.
But that would be in the new round.
This is true. I mean, to be fair, it's not a real complete fight like that, so you could just play it round for round for round, to be honest.
Wait,
Rosie, I can hear you.
I said, because you're not doing it as actual combat, you shouldn't really need to do, like, hold an action and stuff. You should just get to do your next thing next round anyway.
Yeah, fair.
Like, because we're not playing it as, like, a proper monster mash fight, so I'd say just do the action next time. Just have it as a thing. So
Okay.
what, Ariel? It's your go, right? So what are you doing?
I cast Flash Fails on him with -4 penalty to strength.
You have to roll against that?
Nope, it's touch. So all I have to do is actually tap you. And it works through armor as well.
Okay.
So that means that your ability, for example, if you have a 20 in strength, that now counts as a 16.
Okay.
That's my main action, and then for my bonus action I attack with my offhand weapon.
Alright, cool. Roll it.
At disadvantage. Still 18 to hit.
Cool.
Yep, 18 does hit.
Taxi. Ah, I'm back. I hear you guys again.
Hey!
So what happened after that 18 to try and hit with my offhand weapon?
That hit, right?
Yep.
Yep,
Oh,
there you are.
I'd be hovering like near him slash on him again, because I'd attack for the same spot, because that's where I can hit.
Okay, cool.
Just to clear up where I'd be, so that his next attack can make more sense to try and hit.
Cool.
Okay, I already rolled my attacks. It is an 18, a 20, and a 23.
Yeah, with an armor class of 15. So all 3 hit.
Okay, cool. Those 3 hits. Do you want to do anything specific? And they said Kaloja then. Drax, do you want to do anything specific as part of your attack? Describe, etc.
Just pretty much smacking around like a spare baseball bat. Oh, baseball.
That no more bruises than after paintball rule. That's really going
He's
well,
just
isn't it?
lightly swinging you, like a baby. Lightly swinging you. Clonking your head off the
he
sides of
treats
the
his
arena
spare
every now
baseball
and then.
bats like babies. Or his spare baseballs. But yeah, no, I'm totally fine with being beat up as well, so I don't mind.
Alright.
I'm enjoying this.
Alright.
too.
Well, we are moving into your final.
Especially-
It's not so much a round; it's more the length of time people are watching you fight for. So moving into your final section of moves now. So, Era, we're at you, right?
Wait, did -4 to strength affect those rolls at all?
Yep.
Because your modifier goes down by like a full 2 points at
Yep.
least.
Alright, so Ariel, what y'all doing?
Oh, and the clarinet thing's there as well.
Of course it is. Ariel, what would you like to do? You guys could,
I'm
you know,
debating.
offer encouragement from the sidelines if you wanted, or are you just pissing yourselves laughing at this point?
Yeah, Cass is just laughing. He deserves it.
Oh yes, I know exactly what to do for the last
Okay.
fight. For the last thing. I pixie dust him and then stab through both of the eyes with my scimitars.
Please don't mind you.
Alright. Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah.
Alright. Drax, you are pixie dusted, which means you're starting to lift off the ground.
Please don't mind you. Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're lifting off the ground and floating, Drax. And then, Era, what was your second one? You're gonna do the scimitars in the face.
Yeah, literally go for the eyes.
Alright, are you stopping when you get there?
Well, seeing as the swords are still sheathed because of the no damage rule.
Ah, alright, in which case, roll me an attack, roll me to hit.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Advantage.
Okay, in which case, Drax, you feel yourself rising up off the floor. You're a little drunk, so it's up to you how you feel about this change of events. What are you thinking?
The fuck?
You hear a gruff Scottish dwarven voice say. You then see a screaming pixie. Drunkenly wielding two tiny little scimitars at you, coming straight for your eyes. And he gets within a couple of millimeters of you, and I'm going to say it's your turn. What would you like to do, Drax?
Okay.
I'm now literally latched onto your helmet, just so you know.
Right, with one action, I'd like to grab him, put him onto the end of one of my javelins, and then throw it.
Okay.
Can I run over it towards him and just like fist bump him in the face? If all of this happens.
Alright. Start off. The first thing you wanted to do was grab him.
Grab him and put him onto my scimitar, my javelin.
Okay. Can you make me a strength check versus Ariel? Can you do a strength check?
Not a dex to dodge his hand?
I'd say you're very close. So
19.
it'll mostly be trying to push him off or get out of the way.
Oh, strength check.
Yeah. Remember, you both still got disadvantage.
Okay, I thought you said like strength saving throw or strength check.
No, just a check.
I can't remember what you said. Okay.
Rosie, 19 is with my disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, 19 is my disadvantage. I would have a 20.
Alright, in which case you guys are locked in an epic struggle. Ariel, you have your hands back flat across his helmet and you're using your feet to push the hand away from you as it tries to lean in and grab hold of you. Drax, you are reaching up to grab the pixie from your helmet, but his feet are pushing back against your hand and you're in a sort of tug of war against each other, but pushing. The crowd starts to chant, and they shout different names. They're shouting, Pixie! 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 Drax! Drax! Blood metal! Blood metal! Give him blood! Give him blood! And there's like a good 50-50 split of people shouting. Some people are just sort of cheering like, way! So can you both do me another strength check, please? Unless you want to give up and try something else, either of you.
Can I try and fly away so that he punches himself in the face with the strength that he's trying to put on me?
Sure, do me a stealth check.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine with stealth.
Still disadvantage because you're drunk.
Oh shit. Yeah, that changes to 28 though.
How can he use stealth if he's right in my face?
Well, he's not on your eyes, he's on your helmet at the moment. But
It's an unexpected move as well. It's more to hide the movement that I'm making specifically.
But
than,
I will let you do a perception with disadvantage because like your hand is there and you'd feel that he suddenly vanished.
I'm gonna need to fucking hit a nat 20 just to fucking get that.
It's 21, not 28. I forgot about the disadvantage.
No fucking way!
What? Nat 1?
Nat 20.
Fuck.
So what is your total?
Holy shit!
So what's your total?
21! 21!
Alright. Ariel, you do manage to fly away, but he spots you, so you're now still on the ground, Drax, looking up at this pixie.
Yeah,
the entire crowd starts to laugh, everyone starts cheering and laughing. They're not laughing at either of you, they're just sort of laughing with you and pointing.
But Rosie, how did my plan end up? Because my main plan was that he's actually pushing like full force on the pixie. If the pixie then disappears from between them.
I still have 2 attacks left, by the way, you know that, right?
He spotted you as soon as you moved. He noticed that you'd gone and stopped pushing quite so hard. So he didn't actually hit himself in the face particularly hard. No, sorry.
Damn it.
Would you like to do another attack against Errol then, Drax?
Okay. Yeah. I am going to throw 2 javelins at him, and that will be it. I'm going to try and pin him against the wall.
I use Call of Shadows again in case he hits. Like, that's a reaction that I use the second he hits. But
Wait, what does Call of Shadows do?
it's a cantrip that gives me the dodge action to give you, like, disadvantage on your attacks. So because your advantage and disadvantage cancel out from your reckless attacks, that means that you're now at disadvantage for these attacks. It literally grants me the dodge action as a reaction.
Okay.
Alright.
That's a rock twice.
And dex saving throws are now at advantage, so advantage plus disadvantage are neutral.
Okay, that's a 17, and you're so fucking lucky the first one wasn't at 20. Alright, time for the second one. $16.
Both of those hit if versus my armor class.
Alright, were you using your dodge for one of them then?
Well, it's for the entire round.
Okay, cool.
Until the start of my next turn, any attack rolls get that dodge. So I get, like, if I get defense saving throws, they are at advantage. But for the rest, it's just attack rolls made are at disadvantage.
Okay, cool. So at this point, he has managed to hit you with the disadvantage then.
And for my bonus action, I'm pulling my big ass mace back out.
Right. Alright, well, you're now both in your last attacks, so Drax, make this your last one and make it count, and Ariel, plan something spectacular for what you want to end the fight on.
Yeah, of course. There's 2 javelins below me. I have a good plan.
Successful plan, maybe not, but a good plan, yes. Alright, so Drax, what is
it
your...
It doesn't matter if it's successful.
Drax, what's your final move going to be?
Well, my attack is, I'm going to pull out my tankard that is filled with alcohol. As he's with that attack, he's against the wall, and I'm going to slam it, so he's basically stuck in the tankard against the wall with all the drinking liquid in it, and the only way he can get out of it is drinking his way fucking through.
God damn, dude.
Wait, Rosie.
Yeah.
This tankard
Yeah.
is small, limited oxygen,
Yes.
and locking me in my place.
Yes.
The second that happens, I want to tap the Kiss of Irtara on my neck.
Okay. Alright. You feel that your call has been heard. She hasn't come yet. She might be on her way. In the meantime, what would you like to do?
Well, drink to stay
Well,
alive,
Steve-
I guess.
So, see, when I done that, I went, right, drink, little buddy. Fucking drink.
Alright, Ariel, roll me a constitution save.
That's, that's a solid 14.
Alright. You are still ridiculously drunk and you only get about a quarter of the way through the liquid in this.
You have to repeat that.
You are still very drunk, but you only get about a quarter of the way through the liquid.
You have to repeat that again.
You're still drunk! You get about a quarter of the way through the liquid. There's enough space for you to breathe and stick your head at the top of the tankard. However, there's still a good lot of alcohol swishing around in there. However, at this point, you feel a warm glow around you. And Drax, you see a bright shiny light burst out of your tankard, which rattles a little in your hand against the wall. And you suddenly hear ahem! A little cough come from Ariel the Pixie, who now stands illuminated in bright light, hovering in the air behind you. Ariel, what would you like to do for your last attack of the game?
The second he turns around to look at me, I want to punch him right between the eyes. But like, I know there's a helmet there, but just with my fist, right between the eyes, as hard as I can.
Oh, please say boop.
Okay, I want to boop his snoot.
Boop the snoot. Alright, okay. Roll me an attack.
Strength, just a normal attack, or what do I add? Because this is
Just to boop, I would say roll me a strength, but you don't have to do disadvantage because you have the momentary euphoria of being touched by your goddess.
Nice. That makes 19 total.
Okay, 19 total. Alright, that hits, yeah? Cool. In which case, you hear a boop, and you feel a boop on the snoot, right at the top of your nose and between your eyes, just underneath where your top of your helmet bit is.
And I'll yell out going, ow, that hurts so much.
You managed to boop, yes, you managed to boop. Okay.
I count that as a win.
The entire crowd is laughing and cheering, and they're shouting for sort of both of you at the same time. And people sort of jump down into the arena to give you guys a hand out of the arena. And by way of cheers in the crowd, it is ruled as a draw.
No way.
More beer!
Woo!
So Errol, you are 3 for 5 on that now. Alright.
I would have just said he gets in after that. That was a fucking giggle.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Next. Wait, I don't have money to buy you a beer. If I had, I would, but I'm sorry.
I fucking know. As my guy would say, laddie, I fucking own the place. Fucking beer's on the tap with you.
Aw, thank you so much.
And Errol hovers on back over to the table with the rest of you. We've been chatting with Needles, who's been very slow and a little bit silly. He's also been pointing out different people. Yes, I'm going to put that in capital letters on my notes. Hang over. Ariel. Okay, you guys have been given drinks, some food, you guys have been shown where your lodgings are, you've had a chat with Needles, you've had a look around, and you've had a look at some of the potential fighters who could replace him. A decision yet to be made. So, I will leave this session in the knowledge that Enna has a ridiculous amount of jewellery now. Belgrath has not set anything on fire. Yay! Yeah, Belgrath, you can now go to firing on NPCs Anonymous and say that you have spent another day not killing anybody. Well done. Arissa did tap dancing. Ariel is 2 steps closer to heaven, and Drax has given you lodging for the night. Kess has persuaded Needles to potentially come and join you guys, and so next time you guys will have to work your way through getting a replacement for Needles and then taking him with you to do various different things. I will say, shout out to
And as Drax would say, and but before that, and as Drax would say, and Ayla's getting his fucking hole tonight.
Oh, that's very true. Ariel has a potential hookup with a halfling lady. So everyone shout Tatty Bye to the recording, and I'll turn it off, and then I'll do XP for you, okay?
Tatty Bear! Bye bye, Tatty Bear!